Well, if you hadn't read the title and you don't know what we're doing, we're the Dead Unicorn, and we're playing Numenera. We're playing the hunting, the Spire of the Hunting Sound. That's the name of this adventure. My name's
And
Corey. I'm the
thank you
guy.
for clicking without looking.
Yeah. Just click random stuff. You'll get to me eventually. It's the best. My name's Corey. I'm the game master. I'll be running this game. I usually do. Sometimes I don't, but today I am. I am joined by James, Tarek, Matt, Crystal, and Carlos. And this is the
Forgot my
second
name.
adventure, huh?
I was jokingly saying it's like he almost forgot my name.
I almost forget everybody's name. It's
does
how
forget
I
He had the longest pause in front of it.
I I wanted to say Tarek twice, and I don't. My brain wouldn't. It's not that I forgot your name. It's my brain wouldn't get off Tarek. I'm obsessed with Tarek. Tarek, I'm obsessed with you. I'm sorry.
We're
Mustache.
joshing, dude.
It has
Is
powers.
this going to be a single white female moment?
Oh, it's been a single white female moment for like a while now.
Like I said, my name is Corey. I'm the worst host on the internet, and I'd like to thank my Patreons who are scrolling right over there. They're foolish enough to give me money, and I thank them every day for it. On my Patreon, you'll find polls about RPGs, the stuff we play. You'll find adventures and all sorts of weird stuff. Free stuff, all sorts of stuff. Go there, check it out, and if you like it, and if you can, donate. But otherwise, just enjoy. We're here for enjoyment's sake. We all love to roleplay, and we do our best.
And can I also make that one announcement that we've been waiting for months and months?
You can direct them right to our description because it's already there. Go for it, Matt.
Oh, all right. Well, I finally got those dang art tokens approved on Roll20. They are on the marketplace right now. You can have a set of Bushi, you can have a set of Couriers, and you can also have a set of Shugenja. So hop on in, go onto the marketplace, and enjoy using those new, almost 350 tokens.
Ooh.
All three packs together. Seven
Sounds-
different clan colors. Oh, what were you gonna say, Corey?
Sounds great. Sounds lovely. And if those sell well, we'll make more. So if you like them and want more, tell your friends. Tell your entire gaming group to buy them, so you have the tokens. All right. I think that's all of that kind of stuff done. So we should play after our recap. So James doesn't know what's happened, and stuff has happened to his character, even though he's not even here. So I am going to do a small recap. It's going to be me, just me. And then you can introduce each one of your characters. So everybody was on board an airship when they all fell asleep. And they woke up and there were evil mirror-faced robots. They flung the robots out the window, and a PC got flung out the window too. But don't worry, he was rescued. And then the entire airship crashed into the desert. Nobody knows where they are. The captain has no
Hooray.
idea. It's not anywhere on any of the charts. So, and you've been unconscious for at least 7 hours. And that
Not good for your brain.
they found out a little information about the robots, but they can talk about that in game. And they are trying to gather up as many supplies as possible because they don't know exactly how long they're going to be traveling. And they have other people who are aboard this airship as well, just other passengers. So there's a responsibility. And one of those passengers is James's character. James, tell us about your character.
Well, he's known as Sharif from. And no, it's not from anywhere. That's just the name. Sharif from. He's very hard to overlook, which may surprise the other PCs because of how he was overlooked last session.
Well, you were asleep. You were sleeping.
I know. I'm making a joke here. He's about 6 foot tall with really large hair that's a bright blonde. He has blue eyes that are almost glowing. I mean, tanned skin that seems to have circuit patterns that occasionally show up out when you aren't looking directly at him. But all of that is distracted from the ginormous crystal axe he carries on his back and the glowing crystal laced leather armor he wears. This man does not hide.
Pick the next person.
Let's go with Carlos.
Oh, you don't want
Alright.
to hold on before we move on. You don't want
Never mind then.
You don't want to talk about who he is, where he comes from, what kind of sandwiches he likes.
I figure appearance and a bit of his attitude is enough for now.
Okay,
The rest
all
can be
right.
found through roleplay.
Carlos, go ahead.
I am Flicker Fade. I am the resident little sneaky effer. I like to hide. I like to steal stuff. I like to run around and explore. Last session, when the robots were attacking, I tried to make a getaway and ended up about a mile away from the ship. So got a chance to explore the terrain and the outside. My character is very much, I guess, just out for the adventure. For the most part, I am a Jack, and that pretty much explains me. I'm just a sneaky little effer. So. And I'll pick Tarek next.
How rude. I'm playing
Nepotism.
Praxis. Praxis is a mostly robotic person who came from a small village alongside of Jade, Crystal's character.
Coke is so
We have known each other so long that as children, we knew each other and slowly learned about our abilities together. In that she developed the ability to manipulate gravity and float things, and I happened to be the catastrophic result of her floating ability. She pulled me up into the air, and then I fell dramatically to the floor and got all broked up and stuff. So the village elders put me back together. Now I am mostly built up by crazy future tech.
All the king's horsemen and all the king's men put you back together again.
Indeed, and now I can, for some reason, phase through reality. Maybe the technology that was used was a little bit beyond our understanding and has had some pretty dramatic consequences. Though we have been traveling together for some time now and have been quite the effective nano duo, if I do say so myself. We have met some friends along the way. I used to have a pet robot who was actually an octopus in a robot suit, but we all have our faults. It made me a hero for a time, and let's see if I can continue being a hero going forward. I will go ahead and pass off to Matt.
All right. As far as I can remember about Kasim is that he is a glaive that is very acrobatic, but he also likes to use bladed weapons. He's mostly just traveling for the sake of just getting around the world of Numenera and surviving, and just either looking to make a name for himself or just simply find a place for himself. And he has found a place with so far Jade and Praxis. All right, so let's see.
Crystal's
That
got a
leaves
cordial
me.
cherry in her mouth. She's got a cordial in her mouth. She's wash
So
it
much
down.
sugar. Washing it down with Coke.
And
Cherry
I've
Coke,
got
cherry cordial?
kombucha.
Cherry Cokes. Very cherry today.
So, I'm Jade LaSalle. I come from a family of performers, and my specialty is dance. And I use my power to control gravity in order to float and be extra graceful I have a fine tracery of silver wire all over my body, and I almost always wear makeup covering my visible skin to make me look a pale blue.
I forgot to describe what I look like, but I think.
And then I have
You said you were mostly
long
robotic.
blonde hair.
So, I'd just like to state that even though we do like cherry cokes, we're not sponsored by anybody. So if we say we like a product, just know that it's we're not being paid to say it.
Opinion only.
Don't. Coke makes enough money off the backs of diabetes children.
You
So,
say as you take a giant swig of your soda right now.
So the as y'all are searching, the patrons, the other passengers have basically cleaned out the lunch cart of food and water. Ate what they could there, and
Before we start, Corey, can I just enact my enable skill to pick that one skill before I have to say, "Oh, but I was going to do that anyway"?
Oh,
no,
it's
not till
at the
tomorrow
beginning
morning.
of the day.
Beginning of the day. We're not at the beginning of the day.
Okay.
So-
Well, then how would that work? Because I took the skill that I
You
was
still
using.
You're still proficient in linguistics.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't
right.
don't worry about it.
No problem.
So you guys, the sun is going down.
Yep.
And the desert's getting a little cold.
Well, we should probably stay inside the ship where we're sheltered.
Yep.
That would be logical.
Anybody know how to build a fire?
Building a fire is a simple task.
By the way, anybody who's... I'm hearing a lot of beeping. Somebody's got their notifications on. If you could just turn those off so we don't hear all the beeps and boops.
I can't tell if it's mine. I'm not seeing anything pop up on my desktop.
I'm just telling it to... It just happened. So whoever that was.
Not I.
I'm trying to fix it. I think it might have been me.
If it's you, Carlos, go up to the upper right-hand corner of the screen. You'll see 3 little lines. Click those 3 lines. A drop-down menu will appear. And then scroll up until you see Do Not Disturb. And you just click that on. And all your notifications will be silenced.
In Discord.
Oh, and if it's in Discord, just turn off your Discord for now. Just exit your Discord if that's Discord doing it. Okay. Let's play. So there's a lot of equipment that's been strewn out over the desert. If you want to continue working into the night, you'll need a glow globe or some sort of light source, or if you can just see in the dark. I don't know what you can do. So,
I have a glow globe, so I'll continue working.
I have a
otherwise,
glowing axe. I'll help.
otherwise people are have tried to set up something that they can use up on the main deck to because none of the decks are level right now. Everything is kind of askew.
Mm-hmm.
So people have used tables and broken them up so they can get some semblance of being level. But it's not everywhere. It's only a small space that they've gotten level. So you can go sleep in other rooms. There are some beds, but they're kind of been jostled around, smashed a little.
So my time sitting up on the bow of the ship, kind of keeping watch on everything. I haven't seen anything approaching.
You
from any
haven't
direct-
seen anybody. You've seen some of the people kind of walk out of the ship, and they're walking around. They're trying to scout around. They're doing the same kind of stuff y'all are doing. They're trying to figure out their situation here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
as you're
everyone's
sitting
like,
on
"Where
top
the
of the
fuck
ship,
are we?"
as the sun goes down in the west, a greenish glow comes from the east.
Ooh.
And east was the direction we were heading.
Yes.
Ominous.
Well, I will say I'm going to put on my winter clothes, grab one of those glow globes, and see if I can continue searching for more things
Okay, you go out
outside.
into the night and start searching.
I'll
for
do the
your
same
stuff.
thing with.
Yeah,
with
because
Crystal. I'll help
Praxis
him.
said he was going to look at. We should probably stay in pairs.
How
Yeah.
about triplets? I go with you and bring my axe.
Sure.
The light you're talking about in the east, is it like over a crest? Is there like a hill or a dune off to the distance, or is it, beyond the horizon?
Yeah,
How
it's beyond
far
the
is it
horizon. It's over the horizon. You look out into the
Beyond the
desert, and the green glow is over the horizon.
Conceivably, it's not something where I could climb up to the next dune and maybe be able to get a better vantage.
No. It's far away. It's like if you wanted to get there, you'd have to be walking for a few days, if not many, many days.
Okay.
So like minutes up, too.
What? Minute up?
He's talking about azimuth, right?
Bismuth. I'm just playing. No,
Bismuth.
I'm saying if you go up, straight up, like if I were to fly upward,
Oh,
I would then see past the horizon point
That's true.
that
That's
I
true.
couldn't see because the Earth is round.
You'd hope. I
Point.
mean,
We could be on a complete. We could be two-dimensional. We could be in Flatland right now, everybody.
I'm just
Walk right off the edge.
like it's Numenera. There's you never know. It's everything's crazy here. I can't stress this enough.
Yeah, I love it.
I think she's just chewing on a box.
Let's talk about abstract geometry, baby. Or topology.
So
We are in 3D.
Carlos, you see a couple people returning to as it's getting colder and darker. You see some people returning with a few supplies, and you also see a couple people going out into the desert with some lamps.
I'll try to keep an eye on them too, see where they're going, just to kind of, be a eye in the sky to help them out as high as possible.
Okay. The guys who return, they come in, they put the gear that they've found, they put it with the rest of the stuff. They say, we're going back up. We're going to warm up there. One guy says that, the other guy doesn't really say much.
Well, the first one said everything necessary, I suppose.
The second one just grumbles like, oh, and then you realize they're all zombies.
Pull out a deck of cards and start playing solitaire while I'm watching.
Okay. What does Kasim do?
Let's see. I assume Kasim was probably helping bring back some of the equipment that was strewn about. So he's probably gonna make his way back to the ship and look for a warm place to hunker down.
Okay. And what about
Go
From?
He's coming with me and Praxis.
Oh,
Yeah.
you went out there?
Three of
Okay.
them count. You only took one glow globe?
Well, I own one, and then Crystal took
And
one.
I grabbed one myself.
I'd love to read my
Because we have
adventure.
14.
I'd love to read my adventure here, but I got that happening.
Well, she's gonna run it now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so I know there's two lights out in the distance, so I can kind of keep tabs on y'all, see where you're at.
It does.
Well, with my
From
axe
gonna take one?
glowing, there's 3 lights where we're at.
Okay, cool.
You have a glow globe.
Nope. But my axe glows.
Your axe does glow, but it doesn't give off enough light to be useful. It's like it
Useful enough for Los to see me.
yeah,
Cool.
other people can see you, but you can't see other people or your surroundings with the glow of your axe. Your axe it's like a glow in the dark sticker, you know?
That's why I'm sticking near them.
Just so the situation doesn't come up, I will call out and tell them before they get too far that I'm gonna put a glow globe on the ship so that if it gets dark, they can find their way back. Like I'll put one up in the bow so they can see it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'll wave back.
Okay.
I use hedge magic to float my my glow globe above me.
Sure.
Show off.
So, Kasim.
Mhm.
While you are sitting around, everybody's chatting low. People are talking about, there's a general feel of unrest in here, where people are nervous. They don't know what's going to happen next. They don't know if they're going to be rescued or if they're going to die. Like there's a feeling of dread. And then there's this pressure that you feel on you as well. It's a little hard to think with the energy that's in this room.
Car. Excited.
Well, what were you saying, Tarek?
I said it's carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, nuts. That would suck.
After a while, it feels like there's a buzz in your head, and I want you to lose 1 intellect.
I thought you were gonna say $100. You're getting robbed.
$100.
Hand over your wallet.
He's feeling dumb and he just drops it and doesn't notice.
Yeah, you're gonna lose a point of intellect.
Kasim is not necessarily comfortable with the feeling, so he's just probably gonna make his way to where Flicker Fade is, because he at least interacted with him
Okay.
previously.
It's kind of cold where Flicker Fade is, but it's not like it's uncomfortable, but it's not winter up there or anything like that.
Kasim will manage.
Would
Okay. The fresh air seems to clear your head, so you're not feeling that fatigue anymore that you felt inside.
Hey, what's going on? How are you doing?
Just so Kasim kind of like what's the right word? Not dust himself off, but like rolls his shoulders a little bit and just mentions, I don't know, something's going down inside the ship. I didn't feel too comfortable being down there. I don't know what the heck's going on.
You want to play some Flicker Hold'em?
Sure.
All right.
Anything to help pass the time. Have you seen Jade or Praxis by any chance?
I point to the 3 lights or the 2.5 lights in the distance.
So Kasim looks over, is like, oh, okay, they're still gathering materials?
Yeah, that's why I put this globe here so they can find their way back.
Okay. Good on you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been about an hour that they're out there. They've seemed to grab stuff and bring it back and then move back out and it's harder and harder to like search in the darkness for all of the equipment that has been lost. But they're seeming to find it eventually. It just takes time.
It'll take me time, but I got a lot of scanning abilities. I'll hunt you down.
Well, as we are gathering stuff, I would like to introduce myself to this mysterious new character. I don't believe we've been introduced. My name is Jade, and my friend here is Praxis.
Pleasure to meet you
Affirmative.
both. I'm Sharif from.
Where?
Sharif from.
Yes.
Where?
Nowhere.
Through from nowhere.
Yes.
Oh.
Nhowhere. That's the village I'm from. Nowhere.
Nice.
Interesting.
Rolling on a desert with a horse with no name.
Is that on the
bring-
Beyond? That doesn't sound like a steadfast name.
What brings you this far?
Um,
Do you remember
whatever
anything?
accident brought the ship down.
Do you remember anything from before the ship?
I remember a game of cards that it felt like a good idea to play, winning a ticket for the ship, and it felt like a good idea to use it, so I did.
Huh. I do not remember winning any such competition myself.
Oh, it
Well,
was
you know,
somebody else who had bought a ticket, and I won the ticket off of them.
I still do not understand how we came to find ourselves here, Jade. I wonder if it was because of a turn of luck.
Guys, y'all make up the reason y'all came onto the ship. I'm not gonna... Like, if you really want me to, I'll come up with a reason why you went on this ship.
Oh, no. I just like the idea of Praxis not...
Not knowing, just forget, you bumped your head or something.
Exactly. Just not knowing why the hell we're here. Because it's a very odd thing for him to have taken a ship from Key, where he's wanting to, like, learn stuff. It's like, somehow I got on here, and for some reason I imagine Kasim and Jade are, like, forming him and then dragging him onto the ship or something.
And I'm like, Praxis, Kasim was like, ooh, let's go take a tour. And I was like, that sounds fun. We can come back here when we're done.
All right, Kasim, I won 3 games in a row, but you notice every time we play, I change the rules slightly.
Shall I make a roll to find that out?
Oh, it's pretty obvious, but it's like, if you don't know the game, then you can't call me out on it, because I'm the one who told you how to play.
Kasim will kind of grumble a bit. It's like, you're changing the rules, aren't you? You're just having fun with that, huh?
Well, if you win, then you get to be the dealer, and you make the rules.
It's like a game of... It's like an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not playing his card game. The other guy has tricked him into playing a different game. And,
Oh, the
and
dice.
he's like... And Yu-Gi-Oh! And like... Yugi's like... okay, what are the rules? And the other person says, you're going to have to figure them out! And you're like, how is that fair?
This game, the name of the game is I Win.
Yu-Gi-Oh is such a bullshit. They always have that crazy meta of like, none of this shit makes sense. There's no internal logic. Y'all aren't even reading the card effects correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
because it's such
the
tiny,
memes
fine
involving
print.
them suddenly pulling out Uno cards like reverse.
Yeah.
All right.
Got me with a draw 4. God damn it.
I've derailed this with Yugi. I apologize. Back to the game. So a couple hours pass, and you finally feel like you've gotten everything you need. Let me go ahead and open back up the Hunting Spire PDF.
I
and-
hope there's a large case of apples out there.
Because we're going to need them.
How about them apples?
And in 5 days' time, they'll become sun-baked apples.
Here we go. After a day
I
of
meant to ask-
searching,
Were those things cumulative?
or what?
The list you gave yesterday, were they cumulative?
Yeah. That 1 hour searching finds that gear. After 3 hours searching, you find that much more gear. So if it's
so it is cumulative.
So if it's one survival pack for searching for 1 hour, the 3 hour
Gave
like
us
6
six
survival
more,
packs,
so that's 7.
it's 7. Yeah. So it adds to what you found before.
I'm just imagining everybody eating nothing but candied fruit and jerky for a week.
Sounds like heaven.
So that's the equipment you get.
I'm just kind of wandering along with them in case something jumps out of the darkness at them. Things get active in deserts after dark.
Yes.
And some of those are attracted to light.
I'm just thinking about what to do with the water situation. I mean, we certainly have enough for a day, but I'm not
Well,
sure
if this was a,
how we
if
could
this was a
collect
beach,
more
we
water.
could dig. We could use the sand to filter stuff.
It's green sand and red rock, red crystal.
I'm not so certain that the likelihood of finding flora and fauna that is amenable to our diet and dietary needs will be achievable.
So are you guys back, or are you still looking?
I'm assuming we're still looking, but we might be on our way back.
Yeah,
Could try
Corey
digging.
said that we feel like we found everything that we can. And so to me that means either we're back now or we're on the way back.
And were they the only party that was out looking, or were there other groups of passengers still out there doing the same?
No, everybody's pretty much come back.
Then I tell
Yeah,
Cassine,
but-
hey, I'm gonna take this globe down, and I don't want anybody else knowing where we are. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, with that strange green glow on the horizon, you wouldn't think that robot ran in that specific direction, or did
Yeah,
it
he
go
did. That's the direction we were going. That's the direction the robot ran. That's where the keep is.
Hey, Corey,
Yes.
when we go back, I want to find out if there's a passenger manifest and who Agrorat is. Agrorat.
The captain would have something like that, but there's a cabin with a lot of people that.
I'll ask around to see if there's anyone named Agrorat.
There was
with
an
a
old man
sword.
named Agarat. There's an old guy. He's like, "Hey there, you looking for me?"
I believe this is yours. And I hand the
Oh.
sword over to him.
Yeah, thank you. I've been looking for that. I stored. They said I couldn't have it up here. I stored it in the cargo hold. But you guys
Well-
had your weapons.
Well, ours are kind of part of us.
Yeah, I get that.
I just
So-
stayed in the cargo hold. With them.
Seems like we're in a bit of a pickle.
Indeed, we are.
Rather big
Quite
people.
the observation.
You know, I was landed behind enemy lines in the War of the Rat Caves. That was a pickle too. But we had survival packs and rations. We knew where we were. We were just stranded there. We don't know where we are. Captain
Indeed, it will be
says
very difficult
Captain
to-
says this desert's not on any of the charts. This might be it for old Agarat.
Well,
You think with all the action I've seen during the years, I wouldn't die in the middle of a jade desert.
well,
Very
is
appropriate
some-
name, Jade Desert.
there is some hope to be had, or at least optimism. The road ahead will be very difficult, but
No, I
those
think.
robots were, if those robots were an indication, there is some activity here.
Well, the problem is our general direction is either going to be towards the robots, or I would suggest directly away from them. Are we
Well,
going-
Mr.
No.
Robot, Mr. Whoever you are, thanks for helping me out. And if you can get me home to see my grandchildren again, I'd be much obliged.
I will ensure that I work as hard as possible to make sure that this band of survivors continues to survive. But I cannot make promises as to every individual's survival.
So do you ask the how do you go about looking at these passengers?
I'm personally, I'm gonna do something that's very unnerving because I have the inability. You have a manner or an aura that others find a bit unnerving. All the task of any charm, persuasion, or deception check is increased by 1 step. So people already don't like me, like feel very uncomfortable around me, and I'm gonna go around scanning everybody to continue that tradition.
You know what? I'll walk around with him, and I have encouraging presence, which isn't going to benefit anybody here.
So you walk
very
up
much
to
right now, but
a burly man who was pretty boisterous earlier and says, "What do you think you're doing?"
I'm just making sure that everyone is in healthy order to ensure that we can continue forward.
Go check on the captain. She's got a broken leg.
What's your name?
What's your name?
My name's Flickerfade. Nice to meet you.
I'm Pesset.
Pesset?
Pesset.
And what's your job here, Pesset?
Huh?
What's your job here?
My job? I'm a passenger. I was trying to get home to the City of Bridges. I got my business there. And every day I'm not at my business, I'm losing money.
Well, you might lose a lot more than that if you don't calm down and get yourself in order. We gotta
Look,
figure out
I've
how to
been
get out of
talking
this
to
mess.
a bunch of the passengers. Me and them, we've all decided we need to head back west towards Key. It's the way we're going to survive.
I don't know that that is actually accurate. We do not know if we are
Well,
even
no
in the
one
same-
asked you now, did they?
Who are these other passengers you talked to?
Huh?
What is it? The whole group of the rest of the passengers, or is it
I've
just
talked
you,
to a
me?
whole bunch of them and they agree.
Well, I wish you all good luck on your attempt to survive going that direction. It is also the direction that the robots went in after they fled the ship. I'm sure that the two things are not directly correlated. But for my own safety, I would think my plan would be to scout the surrounding area from here, perhaps send 2 parties in 2 different directions.
Blah, 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 blah.
Out to a radius that is within equal distance.
Oh, man, you're putting me to sleep.
Survival can be difficult on one's mind.
Look, if they want to go and die in the desert by themselves because they went and did something stupid, let them.
Look, if you're looking to find someone to help, go help the captain. They've splinted up her legs. If you can heal people, then go do that. Otherwise, stop sneaking a peek at my privates. No one wants you scanning them. We have something called personal space and privacy.
If you would like any other assistance, please do not hesitate to let somebody know. I go over to the next person over.
Okay.
I'm
Hello.
gonna keep an eye on this guy as he goes back to his little group of followers or whatever, and the people he was talking to.
Oh yeah, he's boisterous. He goes around, starts talking to people. It's like, yes. He points at Praxis and goes back and starts talking to him again.
I assume I'm around the room too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I was assuming I was probably somewhere else, so I would have interjected a bit. My apologies. But essentially, I asked Praxis, "Are you is the captain's leg broken?" I haven't really been paying much attention.
She was injured in the crash. Indeed. I did the best I could to ensure the ship did not completely deteriorate upon crash landing, but I was only able to do so much. Though
Also,
I must say, I am not a skilled healer, but if we can identify those who we can travel with and those who we cannot, I believe that we can most efficiently develop scouting parties and arrangements for who should stay at camp and who should leave.
Well, I
Is,
think those people are
anyone
going to
playing with cards or dice around me?
Like, are you
Corey?
separated from the rest of
What?
the group?
I didn't hear you.
Carlos, you first.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you did. I was asking if there was anybody playing cards or dice around.
No. No, it's not. It's
Darn.
not a happy time right now that people are doing that sort of thing.
So,
You
so
scan
I
the
can
next
pull out-
person. He seems to be a person. He's got like a cipher on him. You can tell what that cipher does. I'm not gonna go into it all.
Yeah, the main thing
You
is
go up to the next person to scan them, and it says, "You guys says, hold on. Are you scanning me? Is Passat right? And you're scanning people? Look, I have stuff that I want to keep private, so I would appreciate it if you don't. I'm okay. I can just tell you if I'm okay. If you can ask, and I will say, I'm okay. And that's a better way to do that. Because, you know, I don't want you to look into my privacy.
Practice here is just scanning to make sure that everyone's all right.
He can ask. He has... I heard him talk.
that is true, but there is also people who do not wish to.
That's called privacy.
But if we had to carry someone who is secretly injured after they collapse from their injury or from their supposed said injury, that would be more of a burden if they were left untreated at this point in time.
So you would rather get into everybody's lives than you would rather get into everybody's lives instead of just, I don't know, trust somebody.
Well, we do have this entire ship of people that we have to at least trust one another. So I think, let me do you a favor, Praxis. Would you be so kind to ask people about scanning them first, and maybe then we could earn their trust?
You could just say, hey, are you okay? Is there anything I can get you? Is there... You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. Okay? Because I don't want you scanning me. And other people don't even know that you're scanning them. And they might be put off by that if they find out that you've been scanning them. You might make enemies. And I'm sure that's not what you want.
Praxis, do you scan family jewels? I'm curious.
I do not.
Try to pass it off as a joke.
Yeah, I do not understand that idiom, but I do not mind if you wish to take over this responsibility. Just inform us if anyone is injured so that we can make sure the proper supplies are and resources are allocated.
Well, that guy over there had some bruises, and we got a first aid kit, and we patched him up. And that guy, and he starts talking about, while you were getting supplies, that they already did all that.
Okay. Do you know what? Can we organize some individuals to isolate people who are capable of going out for scouting missions?
I kind of grabbed Jade. And
I think that's the captain's responsibility. She's in charge.
Yeah, why don't we go see the captain here, Praxis? That would probably be best. Let's go talk to the captain. I said I grabbed Jade.
You're not in
I grabbed him.
charge.
Come on, let's go, Praxis. Come on.
Someone
Okay.
just needs to be.
Praxis,
Everybody
starting to do
starts
this
feeling an unease in the room.
You're good, Praxis. Come with me.
A slight buzzing in their heads.
Jade, Praxis, Kasim, Mr. Frum, can you guys come with me real quick? Let's go talk to the captain for a second.
Not
Okay.
Sure.
We
good.
don't want to put off anyone else around here, so might as well make our way.
Go see Captain. As we're walking away from the general population of the cargo hold, I start to whisper a little under so it's not very obvious. And I say, there's something going on here. I feel like everybody here is kind of at odds, and I think that those people are going to try to run off with all of our supplies and try to go back west where we came from. They take all of our supplies and they run off west. They're probably going to get lost and die, but worse than that, they're going to run off with all the supplies, and we're not going to have anything here to get us ourselves out or anybody that stays behind. Captain is hurt, but we need to talk to him and find out, what's
Her.
going on. Her. This is a her, isn't it?
I do not dispute any of the points that you bring up. It is a possibility that could happen. However, I guess it depends on whether we claim responsibility for all of the lives on this ship.
I don't really care if we do or don't, but they're going to do what they want to do regardless. We're not in charge of them. They're passengers on a ship. I mean, just as much as we can walk off into the desert and go where we want, they can too. Who are we to stop them or try to make them change their mind? If you want, I can go back there and make up an excuse. It'd be pretty easy to convince these people to listen to us, but we need to have a clear idea of what we're going to do.
I can agree to this.
Then I think it might be prudent to at least have a survival kit for each of us, and then we can just...
Or, yeah, break up the supplies evenly. Good idea, Kasim.
That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Give everybody a ration. It won't be much
They can
per
decide for
person.
themselves, where they want to go.
And then let them decide how
I'd
to...
rather let the brainiacs in here play it smart than make a stupid decision that might put us all in danger. Besides, I had a frustrating time just even trying to fight one of those robots, and if they come back en masse, yeah, we're
They'll
in
be
for a
coming
rough
back
time.
eventually. I mean, I don't know how many days walk that green light is, but I'm pretty sure that's where the keep is. And they were raiders. They were trying to take the ship there for whatever reason. I still know there's something or some person on this ship that they wanted.
It is strange to see the circumstances and not assume that there's something more to where we have found ourselves currently. Let us go talk to the captain.
Well, I assumed we were walking in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk into one of the cabins where the captain has some maps. She is sitting in a chair with her leg raised. It is in a splint. Her small first mate, Maoli, is there. And she is trying to make heads or tails of what to do next as you come in. And she says, good. The people who dispatched the raiders are here. What are all your names? I'm Captain Tozen. This is First Mate Maoli.
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Jade. This is Praxis, Kasim,
Put up a
he
spindly
not?
hand.
Flickerfade, and Shuruf.
So, I'm glad you could gather up all of the supplies for us. We probably need them. Our communications array has snapped clean off. But I'm not sure we'd be in range of anything anyways. So...
Hard to say where we even are. currently.
Exactly. It's not on any of these maps. And I pulled out maps of as much of the Steadfast and the Beyond I could find. And even if we went through some sort of warp gate, I cannot find a desert like this. Though the ninth world is extremely diverse and extremely large, so we can't rule anything out, especially with the Iron Wind changing landscapes randomly. We could be exactly where 7 hours would take us, but the landscape has changed because the ninth world has changed it. That said,
You heard of anything called the Keep?
there are many keeps in the ninth world.
Hmm. Okay.
So, if the robots talked about a keep, it could be one of any number of locations. The probability, though, of the landscape changing is quite low.
Especially on such a broad scale.
Well, I have one idea. Since I have the ability to float, come daytime, I would like to go up as high as I can and see if I can find any kind of landmarks. Anything that might point us towards civilization.
Hopefully settlements, if we're close to any of them.
That sounds like a good plan. I agree with that. Passette, he is dead set on heading back west. He believes that is our best chance since we were
And he's
heading
out there
east.
trying to convince a whole lot of people to go with him too.
Well, he has much to lose.
He may try to take all of the supplies if he goes.
The supplies are mine. They're not his. He cannot take them. If he does, I will order whoever will take the order to stop him from doing so.
We can shut him down pretty quick if you'd like, Captain. I don't mean physically. I'm not going to go out there and beat him up or anything, but
I'd happily do so.
I
He's quite a rude bastard.
look. We're all a bit on edge. Perhaps a good night's sleep will give us more time to think about this.
I think there's a little something more than a good night's sleep, Captain. There's an aura of like, just kind of like negativity and chaos emanating from the other room there.
Yes, it's almost physical.
Yeah, when I was downstairs after finishing up gathering supplies, I felt something kind of get to me, and it left as soon as I went topside.
What
Have
else
not
you gotta-
noticed.
Captain, I think it's time to just be honest. What's on this ship that those raiders wanted?
I have no idea.
Look, I'm not here to steal it or take it or mess with your mojo. Whatever you got going on here is your thing, Captain, but I'd like to know what I stepped into, you know?
I would like to know what I stepped into too as well, Flickerfade. This is I do not know what they came for.
There seems
Does
to be a
anybody
lot of-
know what did they do when you went after them?
They had a device that they were using to put every individual into a stasis, into a slumber. And
How did we
Small
resist?
musical box.
So
They're very
was called the
auditory.
Milu
They're
box.
very, they work off of any innate continuous noise. Like,
vibration?
It's it's auditory. Any
So-
kind of. I pull out my crystal and I show you, and I say, when I put this crystal, which was humming, next to one of their carcasses, they started to repair and reassemble.
Oh, yes. And then it attempted to run away to the east.
Which is the direction we were going, which is the direction of the green emanating light.
Flickerfade, if there was something on this ship that they wanted, They had 7 hours to retrieve it. Don't you think they would have gotten it and left?
I think they wanted us.
It was either us or the ship itself. Is the ship's
stated-
engine?
They stated
Perhaps?
something. They
Or
stated
you could be
something
thinking
about
backwards. You're
us.
thinking they wanted to take something. What if they wanted to add something?
Well, it's the ship has been destroyed.
Completely? Is the engine still active?
Well, you could salvage the engine definitely, but we can't get it back up into the air without a bladder full of helium.
Yeah, one the last one that I tossed out the window took a knife to the bladder.
Just seems odd. Either they wanted us or they wanted the ship. Or something on the ship.
Well, had to have been a last resort if they couldn't have us or whatever was on the ship.
Damn you,
if
Corey,
the
and your
mystery-
drawings. That
if
big
that-
crystal thing in the bottom deck is what's. I wanted to check that out and see
If
what that
the-
was.
if the mystery is so careless as to place us into this unknown location and no chance of survival, then our only option is to follow their path, no? Discover where they have taken us and see if we can return.
They
Make our way
came-
back from where we came
They
from.
entered from using some weird device or ability that made them just appear on the ship in mid-flight. So
Yes.
perhaps they have more
Navigation.
of these devices that can take us home, perhaps?
Perhaps.
We could
Captain,
This
do
would
you have a navigation
make
log
sense.
that logs the location?
I
where the
attempted
ship
to
has
find
gone?
one last earlier.
No, we don't have anything like that. I have
Right.
maps.
Oh,
She has maps.
no devices that would track our location.
Are the other remains of the other robots still
Compass?
around?
Huh?
Ship's
you
compass?
ship's compass? Yeah, she has one of those.
Since it's a big thing that could be carried in a backpack that was found by these people, maybe it's got a log system in it.
Oh, yeah, the robot parts got put back together by Carlos and it ran away.
No.
That
I
was the
said
only one.
the ship's compass.
What about the ship's compass?
Maybe it has logs that the nanos or I could check.
It is a compass. It's like a magnet.
We already talked to
oh,
the
this
captain
thing-
about this, and she was like, we tried to keep it as old timey as possible. Any of the logs are just written.
Yeah.
Which
Uh,
might just be
Well, the ship's compass being big enough that it requires a backpack to carry.
it.
Just a big compass.
Like large size. It's
Look,
not like a
the-
digital interface.
This y'all are thinking like everything here is like super high tech or something.
Oh, it's very low tech. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the stuff they have that is awesome and works. They've scavenged from like earlier ages of super technology and repurposed it to make it work here. They don't have a big computer with like log books that they could like type in logs and instantly track where they don't have that. They built an engine that flies. That's awesome.
But I'm using the cranial jack, Corey, to get it right directly into the back of my head so I can.
You're like,
jack-
oh yeah, this is like a modern aircraft that has like sophisticated radar and like no.
Hey,
This ship flies!
Different fictional universes have different fictional limitations.
It's-
I just thought.
That's awesome, right? The ship flies.
what I'm looking for, Corey, was that
No.
the only skeleton that reassembled and left? There are no other robot parts on the ship.
No. There was the two in the cargo hold that kind of knit itself back together into like one thing and then scampered off.
Okay.
Two things. One, the ship doesn't fly. We are currently stuck because of that. Two, I want to go out and try to that feeling that was coming upon us outside in like the rest of the ship. I want to go and try to figure out what the hell is causing that feeling.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to track it down using all of my sensory abilities.
All right.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
And I don't say anything. I just turn and walk out while they're talking to
Okay.
the captain.
Praxis just leaves.
And I had a good feeling in following him, so I'm doing that.
All right. The rest of you in the cabin. The captain says, so we need to come up with a good plan of what we're going to do. And I feel like we cannot stay here. We have to move in a direction.
Yes.
The set wants to go towards the west, back the way we came. Which makes sense, a certain amount of sense. We came that way, we should be able to find our way back that way. You want to go towards the danger, towards the keep, as you say, in hopes of a long shot of finding a way back.
Now, what
Why
if they
is
tried to
this?
turn us into
Why is
robots
this idea
themselves?
have more merit than going back the way we came?
We don't even know how we got here. Like you said, if they opened a portal or something to get us through, then we could have ended up anywhere. And these guys are going to walk into who knows what going back west.
But there's no reason to believe that's the case other than we don't know where we are.
They used portals to appear on the ship. Now imagine if they had that ability and they have that cipher or that, and device, then they could have made it big enough for the ship to go through while we were sleeping.
You're making a leap of logic that there isn't 100% evidence for.
There isn't 100% evidence for, Captain, but you also said yourself you don't know where the hell we are. You said the Jade Desert that we're sitting in doesn't exist in anything that you've been able to find. Now, how could we have traveled that far in 7 hours in somewhere that you wouldn't be able to find without
All I'm saying is, if we're going to convince the other passengers to go
I can
along
convince-
with this, we need something a little more than we think that maybe these creatures had an ability that we didn't see them use.
They don't need to know that. They can say, I can say for a fact that they did, and they'll believe me.
So, here's another thing. Going towards the keep will probably put us all in danger.
Oh, yes, it will. I'm sure.
So, why shouldn't we find a more peaceful route?
Well, how about this for peaceful? We send half the people with half the supplies west, and then we go east. That way, if something happens to us, the other group is okay. If we find some kind of way to get back by going there, we can go head west and pick them up. If they get back to civilization and find some way back, they can come back and get us or bring help.
What do you others think about this?
It's risky, that's for sure.
I think before making any final plans, I should get a look at our surroundings.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's first, of course, Jade. I believe that would be the best thing to do.
We won't make any plans then until tomorrow morning.
But
'Cause see,
there may be the possibility of using the engine to construct something that, even if it can't fly, could help us move more quickly.
we should salvage the engine. I agree.
And
We could turn it into a bunch of ciphers.
and how are the escape pods powered? Is that just...
Oh, they just launch with little explosive bolts, and then a parachute pops out of them.
Okay.
That could still be handy, I would think, in a certain
Yes.
situation.
They're too big to carry.
We could, if we can salvage the engine, maybe we could make a small compartmentalized ship of sorts using each
Sand
pod.
skiff. Sand skiff.
A fan skiff.
Sand skiff.
Oh, sand skiff. Okay.
My character's
So,
not there, so I'm whispering.
Yes, I know.
No, no. Okay, -1 XP for
Actually-
you.
No. I wasn't gonna
That's
use it.
actually
as a player.
basically
He's
what
already
I was
saying the
picturing.
idea. I just was
I'm
giving the
still
name.
I'm still just gonna say, doing something with the salvaged engine and the escape pods. Like the sand
Making-
skiff thing will probably come in
She
later.
says, if
but
you
let's
think
just
you can make
out of-
something like that, do it. Otherwise, break
have the
it down
ability.
for ciphers.
Yeah, I don't think I have the ability to build anything like that. Well, maybe by tomorrow morning, I might have the ability to build something like that. You gotta wait till tomorrow morning. I gotta wake up, and then I'll be able to. Then I'll be great. Gotta go to
I
sleep.
feel like I need a nap.
Yeah, I think
Kasim,
it's time for bed.
Kasim, if
Mm-hmm.
you could, I see that you're very good with that sword. If you could protect the supplies, make sure that people don't get into them.
Like, hold on a second. I just see some creepy crawling on my wall that I decide to crush. All right, so back in play. Kasim will definitely agree to, guard any of the supplies
Thank you.
necessary. And I'm not speaking in third person. I'm speaking for the character, like what his actions are.
By the way, James, what is your character type? I didn't catch that.
Oh,
Is it a glaive or?
Or you didn't say.
risk-taking grave who fuses flesh and steel.
Ah,
He's part robot, part man.
But yeah, that
Oh,
enormous axe
Yeah, he's gonna.
should be a giveaway that he uses heavy weapons and is almost certainly a glaive.
So, back out in the cabin where everybody's talking and things are happening.
And sniffing carbon.
What is
I'm
what is
going-
Praxis
become a-
doing?
I'm going to become a carbon monoxide tester and try to find where that carbon monoxide is.
How are you doing that?
I'm going to start out with sense magic.
Okay.
When we get below deck, I'm going to ask him, what are we doing?
Huh?
What are we doing?
We? I am simply checking the ship for damage. I believe perhaps something that happened within the ship is causing some kind of dampening field that could be affecting the way that people are feeling on it.
Ah. So if I start feeling bad, let you know and point the direction it seems to be coming from? And then we'll head
It's
towards
worse.
Okay. You
I'm going to stand here for a moment.
you start feeling out this area for like a magical ability or a Numenera that's active and that sort of thing. It takes about a minute for you to get your bearings if it is. And whatever around here that's affecting, it's too chaotic. It's too random. It's definitely not.
A Numenera.
If it's a Numenera, it's nothing you've ever sensed before, so you can't get a hold on it. But dollars to donuts, it's probably not a Numenera.
Okay.
Since you said it's random effects, could I use chance to just kind of randomly pick a direction to go in the ship?
Yes.
Try and find the source? How would I do that?
I
Roll
want
a
you
D6.
to make a level 7 intellect roll.
Wow.
That's difficulty 7.
Yes, difficulty 7 intellect.
That means you need 21 or better.
And it is trained. You know what? Since he stood there for a minute doing things, I probably was concentrating a little bit as well on my feelings to see which way is which. So I'm going to throw an effort into this.
Okay.
And then I try and hit the red button.
The red button next to intellect. And it will automatically deduct your points. That is a failure, sir. So
So you do point into a random direction.
you do point in
It
a random
just happens
direction.
to be truly random.
It's just not the right one. So you point over there, it leads right back to Passat.
I don't think this is the right way. I was trying to go lower, and he's above.
I don't believe the Numenera. There's definitely some kind of oppressive aura about it. And I'd only felt it when I was in the ship. So I go outside the ship and trace around the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Like walk around it to see where I start feeling it and where I stop feeling it.
Okay. It's not outside the ship.
Okay, so it's pervasive inside the ship, but as soon as I walk out, it's not there.
You don't feel it out there, yeah. By the way, everybody inside the ship, and you two, everybody who's been there, it's been a while now. Everybody take 1 point of fatigue from your highest pool. So whatever your highest pool is, take it down by 1.
Also, did I recover any of my pool like when we started this?
Did
game
you?
and we
You
had
never
rest?
said you were spending time to recover, so no.
And actually, at this point, it would be a 10-hour because we all used up to 1 hour in the same game.
Well, no, it would be an hour
Not
and
me.
then
Yeah, it
a
would
10
be an
hour.
hour, and then the next one's an hour, and then the last one's 10 hours. So you can go ahead and rest for an hour, but you'll be out for an hour doing that resting.
How late is
Okay.
it?
At sundown, after nighttime.
Okay, so early night,
Yeah,
maybe like 8 or 9 o'clock.
like what is an o'clock? It's a
I'm gonna
28-hour day.
It's a 28-hour day, yeah. I'm going to go up to the deck where I was before, find a nice, comfortable spot, and possibly a blanket, and go to bed.
Okay.
But I don't want to be in the ship with all this ooginess. I'm going to sleep up on the deck.
It's cold out there, but you can sleep there. It's fine.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
I'm not
you're not gonna
pull
freeze to death at all. You're not.
Yeah, I'll pull a table over, kind of block the wind a little bit and find a little nook to hide in.
It's
cover
like
myself.
it's like 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's
That's how
cold,
cold it
yeah.
is.
If
Yeah.
I find a blanket, I think I could deal with it.
You're not gonna freeze to death, but it's cold.
I think I'd rather do that than have this stuff depleting my intelligence the rest of the night.
So what you doing there, Praxis?
I'm gonna continue to feel around inside the ship to see if it might be like coming from a specific area more strongly, because it didn't feel it. Did we feel it while we're in the captain thing? No, right?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit,
Uh-huh.
but not as strongly.
No.
And it was more strong over near where that asshole guy was.
It was more stronger in the main cabin. The passenger cabin.
I start looking through the equipment.
Okay. Yeah, everything in the equipment is there. Kasim's there, guarding the equipment.
Mhm.
It's in the, but it shares the same one, right? The same area.
What are you talking about?
It shares the same. The
The
supplies
lower
are in
deck
the
is
same
where the cargo is. The upper deck is where the passengers are.
Yeah, and you said the cargo area where all the supplies are. That's where it feels most.
No. With the
No,
passenger
the passenger
deck.
cabin, yeah.
The upper deck is where you feel.
Passenger,
Okay.
passenger.
And I go to the passenger cart.
All right,
passenger
you're
area.
there.
Have the engines been shut down yet,
Yes,
or are they still active?
they're off.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Because
shut 'em
damaged
down.
engine could also be causing this feeling.
Could.
Could have been electronic. So I go over to the passenger area, and they got mad at me for scanning people before, so I'm not gonna scan them again.
Some of them did. Some of them didn't know you were scanning, and others might be okay with it. You don't know.
As I kind of walk, I'm gonna walk through casually at first to see if I can feel anything get stronger. And as I'm doing that, I'm going through my head and thinking if there's anything I can think of outside of the Numenera that might be able to cause this kind of feeling, this kind of chaotic, oppressive feeling.
No.
I know I don't have a skill in it, but is there any like an intellect check that I can do
No.
to try to isolate something like that?
No.
Okay, so this is definitely outside of our realm of understanding, or at least my realm of understanding. So I'm gonna go through and look for some of the people, and look at some of the people to see if any of them are showing visible signs of fatigue. Like, is this wearing on anybody in particular really hard?
Right. So
Nobody at all.
you
And
can
I'm
make
gonna go find Jade.
you can make a level 5 intellect check to try and like feel out people here, like.
Okay. Okay.
All right. You notice there are 12 other people here. And then there's the captain and the first mate that are in the other room. Yeah, 12 other people. Some people are quiet and not saying much. Some people are being rather talkative, but they're kind of like in their own little groups. It seems like people are kind of like pushing off to their own little areas. Some people have fallen asleep already. But everybody, it doesn't look like people are hiding anything.
Sure.
It doesn't look
But
like anybody's manipulating a Numenera. Like,
No. I'm not asking if anybody's new. No. I
He's
didn't ask if they
asking
were.
if anybody seems to be particularly worse for wear because of the
Is
the
anyone
fatigue?
affected by this work?
Oppressiveness.
You know what I mean? Does anybody seem like they're hunched over and really fatigued, or they're holding their head because it hurts too badly? Something that shows that the
it
symptoms
seems
are
like
affecting
if it's
them.
affecting these people, it's affecting them at the same rate it's affecting you, which is just very slightly.
Minor annoyance to
It
everybody.
is a minor annoyance, yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and find Jade, because Praxis is busy and I had an idea.
Yeah, I'm not exactly hiding. I thought I might head toward the engine room.
Oh, then I catch up with you going, oh, you had the same idea I did. Something from the engine might be causing this malaise.
I suppose that's possible. Mainly, I just wanted to see what we were working with.
Well, I was thinking it might be something emanating from the engine, and I wanted somebody smarter than myself to help look it over. And since Praxis seems busy, and the other two I don't know quite as well, came to find you and found you headed the same way.
Oh, okay. Let's get to it and see what we can find.
Okay. You walk into the engine room. You notice it takes up most of the room. It's powered by some sort of crystal. There is a breach in this room as well, and a large chunk of red rock is kind of poking into part of the engine.
Oh, like rock that is part of the ground?
Exactly. It came up through the hull and has punctured part of the engine. It's something that you might want to repair before trying to turn it back on.
You don't say.
I'm
Mike,
just saying.
That required.
Staking things with anything tends to make them not work as well.
There are tools in here to repair it.
Well,
As long as you
It's-
have some know-how to do such a thing.
clearly damaged and is certainly a complicated piece of machinery. I don't want to try to do anything with this until Praxis can help us out, because he is actually more skilled with the Numenera than I am.
I know a little bit about repairing things. I know first we need to get that rock out.
There's your problem.
That's step one. What step two would be? Well, I'll have to see after the rock gets removed.
Yes, we may not be able to repair it, and if that's the case, we'll just have to take what we can.
I'm much better at fixing things than taking things.
I don't know that that's true. All you gotta do is just take out your hand and grab it.
Yeah, but I actually have an inability with salvaging. Whereas I actually am trained in repairing.
Well, I will take a look at the engine just to get an overall general idea of what's going on, and if I think that once we get this rock out of here, it could be repaired.
Sure, you look at it, and there's the quantum carburetor, and there's the nuclear radiator, and there's the
flux capacitor.
V8 6-liter gobbledygoo. There's this, like, engine technical stuff spliced with a sci-fi word, and you understand all that.
The plasma carburetor.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Can I run around and bonk everybody on the head with a little bat that says "Go to sleep and let's wake up in the morning and figure out what we're gonna do because it's getting late." Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
It's the transwarp manifold.
Oh, of course.
Of course, yes. No. It's got to be like something that's actually inside. Like, oh, it's the transwarp fuel injector.
Corey,
Oh, there's a manifold
Manifolds.
inside a car, is there?
manifolds are part of car engines.
Ah. Wow. You learn something every day.
Lie.
The deflector camshaft. We just keep making these up all night.
We could.
Praxis
The
will go up to
neutrino
the guy,
piston.
the guy who offered to be interacting with other people.
Yes.
Like,
What are you
go
doing?
over- I go up to him and go, I have a query that I want to express to everyone. I was thinking about going back through and doing another scan, but perhaps you are right in that I should not do so without permission. Could you help me by asking other passengers if they are also feeling these symptoms? And I'll start listing out all the symptoms that I was feeling.
Hey. As a matter of fact, I am feeling that way. What do you know about this? How'd you
Well,
know?
I am feeling this as well, and it seems to be
it
affecting
affects-
multiple people.
It affects globe-headed robots too, huh?
I suppose so. But if it is affecting everyone and we go to sleep here, I do not know what the effects would be once we awaken.
Okay, what do you got in mind?
Perhaps we can communicate amongst the crew or the passengers, find out if there is some object or area that is being exposed. That way we can find a better place to rest within the ship.
All right. I'll ask around.
Good. I will too.
All right. You
I want
start.
to organize basically the crew to if it's just isolated to this floor, then let's go. Everybody go down to the other quarters.
You're gonna have to
Cargo.
make that, charm, persuasion, inability roll to
Sure.
talk to the passengers, and
Is
So-
that what
sure.
would that be? A speed or intellect?
it's intellect. Charming is intellecting people.
Okay.
It's a good thing I have a base amount of 30 in intellect.
I'm assuming the difficulty is actually really high, but I'm not. I don't know what it is.
The
So I don't know if you
difficulty
want me
is
to put it
actually
in or just-
4.
It's 4.
Yeah,
Okay, and do I get an asset for having somebody who's helping me?
you do.
Okay, good. I will spend an effort because I have 2 edge and intellect, so it's kind of free. And then go. Oh, by 1 point.
Seriously?
Ugh.
Okay, I'm gonna spend an XP
Okay.
to re-roll it.
Bad stuff strikes again.
Yay!
Okay, there you go.
All right. You walk up. You start asking around everybody. Oh yeah, I'm feeling this. They kind of talk to you and give you the symptoms and everything like that. And some people, like, you're even able to scan them. They like give you permission so you can do that, so you can better understand what's happening. And it just feels like their energy is being drained away. And you walk up to one person in a group of people who are all like kind of chatting about if they're gonna get out of here or not, and they each one like tells you, yeah, I'm feeling that, but one guy's like really quiet. So yeah, you get like each of their names, and you ask them that guy his name, and he just doesn't say anything. He just looks at you.
He's the one using a Numenera. Get him!
I don't think he. Well, because I figured out he wasn't. There was not a Numenera happening. It's just something about
Or
the
Cipher.
area. I kind of give him a look, and then I just start scanning him.
All right.
Oh, my privacy.
Let me look up to see exactly what you get from the scan.
Yeah, if Buddy over there comes and clocks me in the back of the head while I'm scanning, I'm gonna be pretty screwed though.
Oh, scanning him. He's got crystal bones, elongated fangs that are sucking the energy right out of the air. It's a crystal vampire.
I was gonna say he's an emotional vampire.
Don't stop getting ahead of me, guys.
A very polite vampire.
Okay. He is a level 7
Oh,
something. You are not sure,
a level 7 something,
but
it's not human.
He's not human. You get an image in your head of like a giant flower composed of teeth, tentacles, and claws.
He's a level 7 butt sucker. Kill him!
A flower made of teeth, tentacles, and claws.
You get a weakness to sunlight.
Ah, the sunlight, it burns my skins.
No, as in it has.
Yeah,
a-
I know, but
It's fun to have a little bit of wordplay every once in a while.
Yeah.
I was just being facetious. Okay, so I get this weird feeling that this thing is a weird thing. And definitely not human.
It's an evil flower! An evil flower! It's a chicken, I tell you! A chicken!
Yeah, I was gonna say at first Praxis doesn't really understand what he's seeing. Like, is my brain capable of this much of a massive failure of scanning? Like, am I that far off, or did I really just scan what I just scanned? And then after a couple seconds, I like pick up my finger. When did you join the what is, have you always been here?
A plant with focused to sunlight. I think you mean a mushroom?
I take a couple steps away.
It goes, eh?
I take a couple steps away from it. And I point at it.
And you onslaught it?
And I will cast onslaught.
Yeah,
And,
I figured you cast onslaught.
I'm going to mind slice it though. I'm not going to shoot it with a laser. I'm going to attack its brain powers.
Yeah, nobody else will know that you did anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it might react in a horrible way that makes it reveal itself, so people don't.
Yeah,
don't
I'm just picturing it turning into its true form and eating you whole.
That's why he moved away while there's other passengers still standing next to it.
The reason why I was hesitant to actually use it, that's why I was slow to say I use onslaught, it was because I only have 3 intellect left.
You're gonna activate the boss creature all by yourself, and it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle kid. It's gonna be like a Game Grumps battle kid situation. You keep
Battle kid. Oh god! Oh my god!
Oh, is that the one with the flower that like he just couldn't beat for forever?
God. I saw clips of that Corey showed me. That was
Thorns
a
just keep
disaster.
getting him every time. Yeah, that's exactly what's about to happen.
all right. Level 7 to hit.
Yeah, okay. Here's
Roll
level 7.
initiative.
Okay,
Well, while you're making that decision, here, have a kitty.
Kitty.
okay.
Okay, I'm
I
super
showed my
thirsty.
kitty earlier today.
This is gonna suck. Okay, here you go.
That's
He's
fair.
sitting-
I knew it was gonna suck. Oh my god, it sucks so bad.
Experience
I'm gonna
points?
spend. Yeah, I'm gonna spend another experience point.
Sure. Remember hit the green die, not the red die, when re-rolling.
shit. I'm sorry, I did it all wrong.
Also,
just-
like whenever I hit the green
Wait, did
die
that
last
work?
game,
Yeah.
it
that-
had me.
It rolled. It just reduced your intellect
Stats, yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
So just gain those points back, because
Okay.
yeah, you don't want to. When re-rolling your die from an experience point, you don't lose more intellect or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I failed. I double failed.
Yep. All right. It ducks, like the guy ducks, and he's like running towards the open window.
You stop him! It's not human. It's doing evil things.
Everybody looks at you like, "What are you doing?"
Stop it!
Passette goes,
It's not real.
"I knew it. I knew it. We couldn't trust him."
Indeed, we can't trust it.
You have
now.
you have one more chance to attack it before it jumps out the window.
Okay. It's,
Try again?
Yeah, I'm trying again. Let's just pray for Homer. Oh yes.
Yes, made
Exactly.
it.
You
Exactly.
hit it with your onslaught. It goes, "Ugh," and then it's like human visage kind of like fades away, and everybody sees this weird flower creature with like teeth for petals, and yeah, it's crazy looking. It's got tentacles, claws, and then it just kind of fades into nothing and disappears. The buzzing's gone.
I told you it wasn't real. What?
Ha! You got lucky.
And then, don't I go incapacitated if you get to 0 intellect?
Oh, are you at 0 intellect now?
Yeah, I'm impaired.
Yeah. You're impaired now, yes. You're no longer hale.
Okay.
You're in safe sleep mode.
I think I'm just. I think I could still walk and.
Oh, yeah, you can
function.
still walk around and stuff. You just have hindrance on every action you take.
Yeah. So I look around and I'm like, look, we need to be careful about.
Passat
What?
says, "What did you do? What did you bring onto this ship?"
It wasn't me. No, the thing. It was sapping everyone's energy. I asked everyone if they were feeling the same way.
Agarat gets up and says, "Now hold on. Hold on one moment. This man just killed an evil creature that was making us all feel weird. I felt it, and as soon as he got rid of it, it went away. So sit down and shut up and thank this man." And Passat kind of grumbles and is like, he just sits down. Now there.
Like the freaking kindergartner he is.
Look, what's your name?
I am Praxis.
Good job, Praxi. Pats you on the back.
Thank you, Agarat. I think we can all rest easier tonight, knowing that we're no longer having that thing weighing on us.
All right.
I can imagine, like, if we didn't, or like if Praxis didn't take care of it, like the next morning you would see it, like, trying to engulf someone's face. Like in the morning, it's like, oh no, oh.
Everybody's
We
being
missed
held up
something.
by
Of course,
like
we just
rose
see some feet
tentacles
sticking
and
up in the air.
Well, someone had a fun night.
like all of the passengers are like hanged by rose tentacles, and like somebody walks up and says, "Now you will do what I say, for in 24 hours the roses will bloom, and when that happens
Oh God!
they will become servants of the evil one."
Of the rose-tinted god. Yeah.
Careful, he's feeling nostalgic.
Our petals will bloom once more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there are 12 of us. If there are any more of us, wait, there's also the captain, that's 13. There's the first mate, that's 14. There's a couple other people. We need an accurate count of people. If there are more of us than that, we have a problem. We need an
Agreed.
accurate head count. And he looks around. Who's the PC in this area? Just Praxis. He says
Anyone
Praxis.
else there? Yeah. Nobody
Praxis?
else is there?
Yeah, where's Sharoof? I'm guarding the supplies.
Oh, those
They're in
two
the
are
engine.
yeah, they're in the engines, and
okay,
then
gotcha.
Flicker Fade is on.
Is on
well,
the
Flicker
top of the
Fade,
ship.
you probably can hear it. You're up top. We're close to
He
where
says-
we're at.
He says, Praxis. I think we need to get an exact passenger count from the captain. If she has a manifest of the passengers, I think that would be the best way to go. To make
I
sure
will go and retrieve one.
that there's no monsters that are masquerading as one of us.
I agree. I start heading off toward the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Only I could.
The captain does. After you tell the captain the story, she does definitely give you
Passenger manifest.
a passenger list. There are besides all of the PCs, there are 13 others, including the captain and the first mate.
13 others.
So there's 5 of you, plus 13 passengers, and or 11 passengers, the captain and the first mate. That's 15 people in total.
That's
Okay.
18.
Yes, 18 people in
18
total.
people in total. 18 people in total.
And is everybody accounted for when I go through the list?
All right, you start checking people off the list, and it looks like everybody is accounted for.
Excellent. And that means that I will go and find you guys. I will not, like, y'all will be the last ones I count off the list, but I will go and find each one of you. Mark it off the list.
Okay, well, we are down in the engine room,
You're down in the engine room.
taking a look at the general state of things.
Yes,
Dinner,
I've
book.
told you what is down there. You have already looked.
Yeah.
Reading rain. Oh yeah, I'll come down to find you guys to check you off the list.
Okay.
Oh, Jade. Proof.
Yeah.
Good. I pull out a list and start writing stuff down on it.
Oh, is that the passenger manifest?
Indeed, I found a stowaway. Quite a vicious.
Oh. What
Seemed to
happened?
have- some sort of creature was siphoning energy off of the people in the passenger. I don't know when it got on board. In fact, it may have been a creature out in the wilds that found its way on board and disguised itself as some sort of passenger. It could not speak, but it did act very, very human. I did not discover it until I scanned the creature after it behaved strangely. So, I'm lucky I did. I'm well accustomed to acting very strangely.
Perhaps it came in
Not
during
quite sure why.
when all the people were bringing stuff back.
There is a gaping hole in the hull. Anything could
That
just
is
wander
true.
in.
Worrisome. Though many of the passengers worked very, very productively together, we were able to find the creature and come up with a plan to isolate all of the members on the ship so that we will know if there is any difference in head count. What have you done down here?
Well, as you've probably noticed, the engine's
There's your
been
problem.
speared.
Yes.
I didn't want to try to work on it without you, although we should probably save that for after we've rested and regained our strength.
Indeed. I feel much more comfortable resting now.
But I know that you are excellent with Numenera, and Shuruf here says that he is good at repairing things.
Huh.
So,
Perhaps if we work together, we can find a good solution, or at least salvage
yes.
remains of what is
I'm
left.
not good at salvaging.
Well, we shall find a way. It's like a little.
At this point, I think we should probably all just get some rest.
That cat.
She just
How-
crawled
how,
right
uh,
over me.
How broad is there like a wide opening in the engine room?
No. There's the door that leads in, and then there's the engine room. It's got a big engine in it. It's got some tools and some repair parts and stuff like that in there.
Yeah.
No,
And
like the
would
hole in
bring
the
rock
hull.
through.
No, it's just like one like spire of rock that just popped through when
That's
you
exactly what
crashed
I was
into it,
wondering.
and it speared the engine. So it's not big at all.
So then I sleep in the engine room.
Okay.
I'll sleep there too.
Okay. It's a little stuffy in here, but
Fine.
other than that, dirty. It's a little dirty too, but
Have fun with the oil and carbon monoxide.
well, it's not
That's
gonna.
crystal powered. There's no carbon monoxide
Yeah.
to worry about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crystalline particles causing us cancer, on the other hand. And strange radiations turning us into who knows what.
Hey, mutants
Are
are
you
people
rose
too.
quartz?
Remember, it's the future, so it's dicarbon monoxide. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Dilithium carbon.
dilithium carbon monoxide.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I guess we can all go to sleep. Rest up. For
I'll
the
go
night.
to sleep with like the general population.
All right. Everybody goes to bed. Everybody wakes up in the morning. Hey, it's morning.
It's morning. We
So was
can
I
do all of
approved by
our
the
recovery
science?
rolls.
So yeah, whatever recovery rolls you have left, you can just make.
I don't even have to roll. I'm
So
just missing
your
one
1
intelligence.
hour and your 10-hour, you can make those recovery rolls.
Is it green or red?
Jesus.
Always check the green. Always use the red, unless you're re-rolling something, and then it's green.
That was terrible. Terrible.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and on the recovery plus part, what do I have to level that up for time for everything or what?
The
Never done.
sorry, what?
I've never done a recovery roll before. Please explain.
Explain to him recovery roll. I think I have to feed my cat, and I will be right back.
Oh no, she hasn't been fed.
Come on, let's go.
For the recovery roll, it's a d6 plus your recovery bonus. If you ever have trouble figuring out how to do it, it's just that. But you click under the thing that says recovery, which one you're doing.
Okay.
It should be +2.
Oh yeah,
That's-
yeah. For you,
'cause
you
it's
should
at
have
least
recovery
your
plus
tier.
2.
The way Corey's chair has shifted looks like it just put a BDSM face mask on the dead unicorn.
I still had mine at recovery 1, but it doesn't matter because I got 11 points back, and that was enough to fill me up. So
It's same here on it. So
Lucky.
Yeah, I was able to top off, thankfully, too. Whew.
Bro, I'm still at like half of all my stuff.
After your 1 hour and 10 hour.
Yeah. I have 10 intellect, 7 speed, and 4 might.
Oof.
I spent a lot.
what's
I
your
spent a lot
rank?
of effort doing, or a lot of pool doing stuff last game.
So everybody can make recovery rolls until their next recovery is 1 action. So make
Yeah.
sure it says 1 action as your next recovery roll.
Yep.
There we go. You're done, Sharoof.
I was already completely full from prior one, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. Except for
I'm
the
not
1 point
completely
you
full.
took from being on the ship while the brain sucker sucked your brain.
Yeah, I already got that one back, plus the 2 I used on intellect for that failed roll.
Okay, it's morning.
It's morning.
Beginning of each day, choose 1 task on which you will concentrate for the rest of the day. You're trained in that task. I'd like to pick survival, sir.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
An inspired idea.
Thank you.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do, even before I find something to nibble on, is go up on top of the ship and float up as high as I can.
I say hi to you when you come up on the top deck. Like, oh, hey, good morning, Jade.
Oh, good morning. Did you sleep out here?
Yeah, I
It
didn't want
seemed
any of
quite
that
cold.
spookiness messing with me while I slept, so.
Well, apparently Praxis found what was causing it and dispatched it.
Really, what was it?
Some kind of creature that was masquerading as a person?
I was worried about that when all those people were coming back to the ship after going and searching for all that stuff. I didn't really know who had been on the ship or who hadn't, but it seemed like there was people coming back that maybe they could have snuck in with them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very curious what it was.
I'm glad he took care of it. It's probably some survival role when she describes it. Would that sound like a creature from a desert type biome of anything?
You fail, yeah. It's just not. It's
Okay,
not any.
yeah, no.
It's not
Just,
a
I don't know
natural
anything about
creature.
this Jade Desert. Yeah.
Not a
Yeah,
natural
no.
A flower of flesh and teeth.
Well, I'm just gonna go up and see what I can see around us.
All right, be careful. I'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah, I'll make sure I don't float up for more than 5 minutes.
You want to tie a rope to you, and that way I can pull you down if you.
Don't worry, I won't float away.
Okay.
Hey, Corey,
Yes.
if it's okay, I'm gonna sleep in and continue resting, because I am down like a lot of points. I sleep.
Yeah, you can definitely do your one action and your 10
Yeah,
minute.
10 minute. I'm gonna see how that goes. The one action and 11. I think I'm good now.
Okay. As you float up, mostly you see green desert as far as the eye can see. After 10 minutes of going up 50 feet, you can actually 5 minutes of going up. You go up 5 minutes and then 5 down. So
Because I
that's-
don't want to just fall.
and you can move about 50 feet, a short distance in a round.
I could go up as high as 250 feet then.
Yes. So
If we're considering that a minute would be a round.
so mostly in the directions you see is the green desert with the red rocks. Towards the west, the green desert starts getting pot-marked. As if there are little holes out that direction. As the green scan gives way to gray sand of a gray sand, and sharp black rocks.
Gray sand and black rocks. To the west. Well, what about to the east where we were heading?
Looks like green sand as far as the eye can see.
So, no real landmarks.
Except for the obsidian desert.
That's where the glow is coming from, but apparently getting up into the air about 250 feet doesn't give you the amount of clearance to see that far out. But you do see that the rocks stay red.
So, to the east, it still looks the same. Green sand, red rocks.
It's actually the rocks turn tan. They lose their reddish color going that way.
What if we're on the back of some great beast?
And you might be able to see the green glow if it weren't for the sun rising in the east.
And those red rocks are spines.
Okay,
Don't know how that would explain the sand, but whatever.
I start heading back down.
Okay.
What's the word, Jade?
Not much. As far as I could see, it's just desert. Sand and rocks.
Mind you, 250 feet in the air isn't a lot of clearance to see.
Not really.
That's about 20 stories up in the air.
Yep. I mean, you can see several days out doing that. Like, several days of travel out. But apparently it's more than 4 to get to wherever this green glow is. Maybe more than a week.
I don't think we're getting anywhere fast. Hopefully we can do something with the engine to help us move more quickly.
Well, I mean,
Otherwise, we will surely run out of food and water.
Let's think about this like logically for a moment, okay? We were in transit apparently what 7 to 10 hours from when the Raiders took over. Is that right, Jade?
It, from the time that we crashed, it was approximately 7 hours, yes, since
Okay.
the Raiders had boarded, which
So
puts us
7
about 9 or 10 hours from where we started.
Let's take it just from
Theoretically.
there. 10. I mean, the captain can tell us how fast approximately the ship moves, so we could determine an approximation of how far we went in whatever direction.
You think the captain hasn't already done that? Go ask her.
Of course she has.
Well, the whole point is, I'm assuming since the captain still doesn't know for sure, that some other method was used to get us where we are at this particular point. Let's go talk to the captain. We got to figure this out. Even if we have to travel for more than a week, then we're going to be dwindling on supplies. I mean, from what they told me they collected, Corey, could I determine about with the number of people we have and what we collected, how long of a travel distance we could effectively make in whatever
Not
direction?
without the
About a-
maps she has.
A day. We have
You
enough
need-
food and water for like
You need her maps. You need to know how fast the ship goes. You need things that
Yeah,
the
let's go
captain
talk to the
knows.
captain.
You don't
Makes
know how
sense.
fast the ship goes.
I don't. So let's go talk to captain. I'll go talk to captain. If you want to come with me, Jade, you're more than welcome.
yes.
But yeah, you can, if you knew how fast the ship goes, traveling 35 miles from Pittsburgh and another train going from, yeah, that's like something you're supposed to learn in school. I never did. So you go see the
I
captain.
always answered those questions with "doesn't matter, both trains crashed."
Yeah.
Should we wake up the other guys or let them sleep in, Jade? I don't want to be rude.
I'll
So
let
you
them
walk into the
sleep.
captain's chamber, and she's already talking to Facette.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
Well, I just took my jaunt up into the sky, and I couldn't really see anything of significance.
Well, there you go, Captain. Perhaps we should just go back west. Since
No, I think there's a problem with that too, Bissett. Just wait till you hear what Jade has to say.
Well, as far out as I could see, which was a few days' travel's worth of distance, it's just sand and rocks all around. To the west, it eventually turns to gray sand with black rocks, and it's heavily pockmarked, maybe full of holes. And to the east, the sand eventually... Well, no, the sand is still green, but the rocks are turning tan. Not much.
one direction seems as good as another, and we know Key is to the west, so we should go west.
I guess you weren't listening to what she said.
What, that there are holes? Oh no.
It's black and gray.
What does that mean? What are you
Captain,
trying
how
to get
fast
at?
does the ship travel? Do you know approximately how fast it moves?
Yes, I know how fast it moves. She tells you this is how fast we were going. It has a top speed though of this.
Okay, even at top speed. Let's take it top speed. We'll say top speed, approximately 10 hours. How much distance could you travel?
She tells you.
Okay, with that in mind, you still think we could have gone to a distant place that you have no fathom of where we are or where it could possibly be
Passette
in the
says,
Green Desert?
"Look, mister, I don't know how much you know of the Ninth World, but sometimes landscapes just change. Especially if some outside force acts on it, like, I don't know, weird mirror-faced robots. So perhaps whatever's changed in this landscape also made those mirror-faced robots, and we need to get away from them.
This is
back,
Passat, right?
yeah, back to a place where the landscape is back to normal."
And perhaps you and your jolly group of friends are going to travel to your deaths and leave pale, shining skeletons in the desert and the black and gray rocks to the west.
Well, please enlighten me.
That would
Which
be
way is not death?
the way we all go together and work together to make this the
So
best
we
way
should all
possible.
just go west.
Why do you want to go west?
Because that is where the city is. We came from that direction.
In an ever-changing landscape where mirror-faced people could possibly have changed the direction and made it seem like we're going the right way. Yeah. So that's completely feasible from both our...
What's the alternative? What's the better idea? Stay here until our food and supplies run out?
These things brought us here for a reason. They went east. They're there. We can figure out what they brought us here for, find out what they have there, get back to where we need to go.
So they were hijacking us and taking us east to some sort of keep. And your idea is to go the place that they wanted us to go. Are you a mirror robot in disguise? I know there were people shape-changing last night.
No,
So-
look, I'm not trying to convince you at this point anymore, Passat. If you want to go and leave your skeleton in a desert, I'm more than happy to let you walk off by yourself and go find that little spot you want to rest in for eternity.
Captain says, no one is going anywhere by themselves. All right? Now, Flicker Fade, he believes that, that there is, wherever there's civilization, there's technology, and that will help us get home faster than going off in a random direction that we absolutely don't know what is there. We do know there's a keep in a certain direction. It's dangerous, but that's the best source of hope. I'm the captain. I'm agreeing with Flicker Fade in this. We're heading east.
Thank you, Captain.
Well, I gave it a lot of thought last night. So, Jade, could you tell Kasim I told you to divvy up some supplies for the day so people don't starve to death for the day? Food and water. And that we will be leaving as soon as everything is divided up. Just for the day. Keep most of the supplies separate, but give everybody their ration for the day.
Okay. I would like to see what we might be able to do with the engine as well.
Okay. We'll also need somebody to start making packs, so we can pack up all of the supplies and we can carry that on our backs.
Of course. I will see if Kasim and perhaps another of my companions would be willing to do that.
Oh, and find if there's... I have this crutch here, so I made this. But if anybody gets hurt, make sure we have any sort of supplies we could use for something like a litter.
Yes,
Just in
I know we
case.
have Candace.
I can probably handle that part. Survival. Let's figure that out.
All right. All right, everybody has their jobs. Passette, I need you, and she starts telling him what to do. So, and we'll just move on from there.
All right.
Engine people.
Yo.
Engine room.
On the way, telling Kasim what the orders are.
All right, and,
And
he will go ahead and start.
Maybe
like,
grabbing a piece of jerky to chew on.
mhm.
All right. Y'all got a little late start because
I was taking a
Praxis
nap.
needs to rest a little more. He needs time. He needs more rest. It was taxing yesterday. But finally you get yourselves together and you start tackling this engine. So make a repair check. It is level 5 to repair this engine. It is intellect. Are both of you trained in repairing Numenera, or?
I have understanding Numenera, and he has repair. So I figured between the two of us, we could work together to try to repair the
Okay.
Numenera.
Yeah.
So either one person can make an unskilled check with 2 assets from the guy who's trained, or the guy who's trained can make a roll with 1 asset. Either way, it comes out the same.
I mean,
Okay, I'll roll with.
you can have more than one
asset.
person help, right?
You can
Okay,
if
then
there was
that's
someone
me
else
rolling.
there to help.
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, I can roll with 2 assets.
Or I can roll with 1.
Yes, but if Jade is there, sure.
Well, that's the thing is, I'm
Sharif
not
can
trained
roll
in
with-
repair.
Huh?
I am.
So he can make the roll trained in repair.
Yes, and,
Uh-huh.
if Jade comes down to help, you can get 2 asset, and you'll be trained.
Okay, cool.
Because remember, you can only gain 2 asset at all from any helping roll. So
Sure.
And you said it's a difficulty 4
5.
that is
5.
difficulty 5.
with 2 assets and an intellect roll.
And you can spend effort, but you succeeded anyways.
Didn't think I wanted
All of those
to
bonuses brought it down pretty low.
Yeah, it brought it down to a target 2.
with the
level
2
2.
assets.
All right, you get that engine humming again. Woo.
Okay. Well, we've fixed it. The only thing now is whether we can make something useful out of it.
Okay, what's the plan there?
I have an idea.
Well,
but
first
I don't
off,
know if I'm there
understanding
before.
Numenera, I want to know exactly how this thing works.
It's an engine. That's how it works.
It puts out
Yes.
thrust.
Like, you understand now how it works. Because it's an
Okay.
engine, whatever.
Well, okay. Does that give me any insight as to whether or not I can make good use of this in the context of the situation we are in now?
It works by thrust. That's how the engine works. It shoots back behind it.
Okay. Well,
It's
So, we might
Oh.
be able to
hot air
just
balloon.
attach this onto the equivalent of a raft.
We'd want running blades under instead because you want to reduce drag.
Yes.
So more like a skiff,
And
a
then
sand skiff.
I suppose we'll need some way to turn it so that we can turn.
rudder.
Or a big sail.
We could attempt to do something like creating a sand skiff.
Yeah. Convert the ship into a sand ship instead.
It would take a lot of time though,
It would.
and we do not have supplies enough to last that long.
But with such a vessel, we'd be able to travel much faster.
I mean, we know that the ship could go pretty fast. altogether if it's only carrying 18 people and our supplies? I mean, we probably wouldn't want to go that fast on the ground, really.
Probably not, but it'd still be able to go a lot faster than walking.
Yeah.
But
Alright, is there a way for
steering
us-
would be the biggest problem.
Okay, what are you asking?
Is there a way for us to convert the engine with whatever pieces of the ship are remaining
So,
into a sand?
the ship has a like rounded bottom. So, like, there's no, you can't make that into something that it's not. But you can maybe take pieces of the ship,
That's what I was thinking, basically taking boards.
you could take one of the escape pods and perhaps turn it into a skiff that can carry a bunch of people.
Really? How many people does an escape pod carry?
One of them carries a lot. Let me send you over to the map here. Of the
Yeah, I was
airship.
like, are we just gonna have to tie 18
So
escape
1,
pods
2,
to
3,
it?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This escape pod has 11 chairs in it, but you can stack a whole bunch of people in it by like pulling out those chairs. The problem is like these engines like are huge, and you can probably only use one engine. Otherwise, you'll take up all of the space. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. And where are we gonna fit that crystal?
Where are we gonna put what?
That's
And
what I wanted
where are
to
we gonna
steal.
fit that crystal?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It'll be one thruster only.
Yeah, no, I was just being silly.
Yeah.
We could do a reverse pod racer. Hook up one thruster in the middle and put the one pod on either side. And that way we'd be able to use angling of the engine to steer from just pushing and pulling from either side.
All right. The more complicated you make it, the longer it'll take to build, and the higher the difficulty will be. I'm just saying. So you can do that. I'm not going to stop you
My
from doing
character's
it.
just coming up with ideas. These two are the ones that are actually going to finalize. Or do we just want to set it up, point it in a direction, and fire?
After I build my little lean-to, I'm gonna walk into the engine room and say, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to make sure. This area, I'm gonna draw on the. So this area, does that sit on top of this area?
It already
Yes.
is on top of.
Yes,
that
it
area.
is. It does fit on top of that
Okay,
area.
then can't we just sever that entire thing and keep that superstructure intact?
The bottom of this is bowed, and it's got like that big hole with the piece of rock coming through it.
So you're saying we're gonna have to like just shear
Hang
off
on.
the top section?
Well,
And use
that's
that
an
top
escape
section?
pod. It blows out.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
each
I
one of
see.
those things is its own little
Ah,
item.
it'll like literally just flop out.
Yeah, it'll pop out.
All right.
We could take parts from the ship to build planes off the side so that the rounded bottom isn't a problem anymore.
You could do that. I'm just saying
And then
it's
we
not
can
as
just
structurally.
fire up the engine and go.
It's not structurally sound because the runners are on very large, like super like the pieces that hold the rudder are long. The shorter they are, the more structurally stable they are, the less likely they are to break. And
Especially when traveling through sand, jade sand.
and also having extra pieces would be easier as well because they don't take up as much space. Otherwise, you'll be keeping long boards with you just in case one of them busts.
Yeah, okay. I think we just pop out the thing and then attach one of these thrusters. Make the superstructure as secure as possible, and then let's go.
Okay.
Hey,
Take a
I had
couple
a
of skate
question,
pods.
guys. I was thinking about it, and you know how those robots healed themselves to sound,
Yeah.
and the device they used to put us all to sleep created a sound. I'm thinking that it was very rhythmic in nature and had like a, constant hum to it. What if we had something, a device of some sort that created like a discordant sound, like a random various sound that might do the opposite of a healing effect on those creatures? Like, I was just thinking of the humming of the engine and how rhythmic it is. If there was something that we had that did more of a crazy, discordant German techno music or something, no rhythm to it, just random, might hurt the robots.
That's a harsh criticism of the German techno industry. You took a licking in this ninth world.
Well, I can't do anything with that.
It was just, I'm just brainstorming here. I'm thinking, if you saw that robot, I don't know where you were at the time.
In the cargo hold.
Yeah,
Knocked
that
out
robot.
already.
You saw how it reanimated itself just off
No,
the
I was knocked out already.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I was told my weapons had to stay in the cargo hold, so I stayed with my weapons.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first unconscious, as far as I can tell.
Well, I think that is an interesting idea. But right now, our first priority is to see if we can get some transportation. So it sounds like we're thinking we might put 2 of the escape pods connected to one of the engines so that we'll have enough space for everybody and the supplies.
Wonderful.
Let's get to work.
Is there any way I can help? Moral support.
Do you know anything about
Well-
crystal thermodynamic?
Kasim, the captain wants to get everybody together.
Ask me that same question tomorrow.
She asked you
Alright.
to get the rest of the people you fought with, so she can tell everybody what we're doing.
Okay, so she wants me to get Jade, Praxis,
Yep, come find
Shrew-
Yep.
us.
and Flicker Fade. All right. I will go ahead and have Kasim. I'll do that then.
Okay. You walk into the cabin. Everybody's discussing plans, technical stuff.
Womp, 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 womp.
Which to me
We're
is probably like
here.
gobbledygook.
With Sharif occasionally nodding at something, other times a slightly baffled look, then a shrug, then back to nodding at something else they're saying. Basically, I can follow 1 in 3 ideas.
Kasim walks in.
So,
All right. Okay, so I just walk into the room. Everyone's already talking with the captain.
No. You walked into the engine room where we're all babbling at each other.
Okay, gotcha. All right, everyone. The captain wants to see all of us.
Well, I guess we'll have to get back to this later.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
so-
probably should tell the captain the ideas anyway.
Of
It
course.
is her ship. It is her ship we'll be dismantling.
Sharuf, give yourself an experience point for pointing out the thing that needs to happen before you do anything. Because I figured y'all were just gonna do it without permission, and make our entire to-do again.
Permission
That
to dismantle the engine. She did give us permission for that.
Praxis's mind is not on the pleasantries of like, oh, let me ask for permission to use because somebody has property rights. I'm thinking we're in a crazy desert world that we had no rules are sacred. There is no chance for people. Yeah. There was never any.
You've
chance
already given up on civilization.
Exactly. I've moved beyond it.
This went to Lord of the Flies very quickly.
Yeah, it's just
I have the conch shell, and you will listen to me.
Well, he is the one who saw the horrible plant creature that was sucking all our.
I have the conch shell. Follow me.
Actually,
We will
that was
consume
Biff.
the guy who said that we should go west.
All right, everybody gathers on the main deck. The captain says, "All right." She says, "Thanks everybody for being here." Kasim has prepared packs for everybody, and we will be heading east. There is civilization there. Civilization means there's a chance to contact home or to find more supplies, but it's going to be a long trek. Perhaps over a week. Perhaps longer than that. So it will not be an easy journey. That said, the supplies you are carrying are not yours. They are everybody's. So we will be making sure that supplies are accounted for. And Kasim has been very helpful in that. That is our plan. We will be leaving shortly on foot. That's all I have to say.
Shortly on
Yes,
foot.
Sharuf?
We managed to repair the engine and might be able to attach it to a couple escape pods to make travel faster.
I don't understand.
I start going into an extremely technical and detailed explanation of how we managed to do that.
Praxis? You're saying we can make a vehicle.
Yes.
Indeed. See, you understand.
That sounds wonderful. How long will it take?
Look over at
Approximately
Jade and
16
Praxis.
hours.
Did you just like make this up?
That's a good
Yeah,
amount of time.
I pulled Tarek pulled it out of his ass, but
Yeah,
I
sure.
assume it's gonna take a while.
Approximately 16 hours. As long as we have this amount of help pushing him, we need this amount of hands on it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That sounds great. She's like, so it'll
I can
take.
lend a hand if you need it.
So we'll be here one extra day, but we will be able to have transportation. How fast do you think this thing goes? And you give her a number, and she says, I think that's worth it. It would take us half the time with such a device. All right, we will be staying here another night. Unless there's any objection to that. And nobody objects to not walking. Everybody seems really good on this plan.
Especially out in the hot sun.
I would mention to the captain too about what I saw, what I encountered last night, and make sure that everybody's aware to be on guard in case something.
She heard
happens.
about that. She
Captain
said
already
you
knew
told
about
you
that.
told her about it. So
Yeah, but I'm just making sure that she knows we should all be on guard.
And doing it in such a way that all the other passengers are now aware too.
yes.
Since we're all here. All right, then. Anybody with any skill at construction and salvaging of things,
Tool
please join us near
aficionado.
the engine.
All right.
Tool aficionado, so I could lend a hand.
Everybody
could.
takes all day to Kasim is you're still in charge of the supplies, but unless you don't want to be in charge of the supplies, she'll put somebody else on that.
Well, I will go ahead and watch over the supplies. Do you think there will be another person I can help have? I'm trying to remember.
Spell you on it?
Take hold on. Take shifts.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right, because then I could help with the engine during my off shift.
All right, everybody. One person can make a roll. I assume the person that's trained, if you're trained in crafting Numenera, because you are crafting something now.
Crafting Numenera.
I believe understanding Numenera is also crafting Numenera, wasn't it?
No.
Crafting is
that's
its
a
own
It's a
thing.
separate inability for me.
Well, if everybody wants to go to sleep and wait till tomorrow, I could have crafting.
It's a time.
That's gonna be
time-sensitive
2
thing.
extra days.
Yeah, it's a time sensitive thing, man.
Because you're trained in all actions involving Numenera. Doesn't that mean that I'm trained in actions involving Numenera?
Do you have that? What is that? Where does that say that?
Understanding Numenera?
Mystical and mechanical? Because you're trained in all actions involving understanding Numenera?
You're trained in all actions involving understanding Numenera. This is not understanding.
Not crafting.
This is crafting.
Understand.
You are building one.
I do not have
It's-
any crafting
It's
skills.
the difference between knowing how to use a computer and building a computer. 2 different skills.
Well,
I don't know if anybody has a skill in that then. So
So, you're getting a lot of help. So it is 2 asset already.
now
Okay,
I should
I'll
not
still
be
make
the
the roll.
one rolling no matter what because I actually have inability rather than just not
yeah,
trained.
I'll roll it. I have no problem rolling it.
He's
What's the
like,
difficulty?
I can't help you with this. I can help you repair things, but I can't make new things.
I'm going to make it
I can help
difficulty.
move. You tell me to push something here because I'm being helpful. I can do that.
Boss,
Like, hold this.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Would survival help him build this thing
Difficulty
so that
5.
we don't all die?
I'll make it a difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5.
Major effect.
Major effect. All right. You know that neat little pod racing idea that Kasim floated? You figured that out. And you can make your ship go even
Arif
faster.
floated it.
And I take it's highly steerable?
Yeah, it's very highly steerable. It's very nimble. Hold on. Praxis, that's what I'm looking for.
God, we need a 7-year-old Jedi to fly it for us.
Okay.
Well,
All
we
right.
got the captain who already understood the steering system we salvaged from the ship, so
All right, everybody, you can mark off 18 rations.
I'm not sure what exactly that means.
it means whoever has the group pile of stuff needs to eliminate 18 counts of rations.
But in fact, you can. You don't have to take off 18. You only need to take off 13, or not 13. 16. You only need to take off 16.
Died?
As one person has got food and water somehow for herself and another person.
The plant creature, she grew it.
It's iguana bits in Fallout where there's no iguanas.
She found Fancy Lads.
Everybody is impressed that you have all created this neat giant sand skiff.
Yes, now pray to me as though I were your god.
The conch says all.
Oh, by the way, there's various scattered luggage of 5 crash survivors. Did we get those back to the right people? I just want to make sure that we,
Yeah, you can be able to
provided-
get those.
I just wanted to make sure we provided excellent customer service.
Sure.
We take pride of our airline here at Delta.
Oh, by the way, I never I should have showed people on the map where the engines were, and I never did that, and I apologize to the viewers. Like, okay, there are the engines.
Talking about.
There are the engines right here, And this is the big O escape pod right there. This is the one that got pulled out, and this is a second escape pod, a smaller escape pod. So yeah, that's what it is. And they're taking this escape pod here, and they're combining it with one of the engines, or both, like one of the engines, and they're trying to make a skiff out of it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take.
As I counted through our stuff that we found, I counted 64 days worth of food and 18 days worth of water, which means we really need to see if there's a way we can collect some water overnight.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Do we have any plastic? Those
Survival roll.
Yeah, I was going to say survival, dude.
Let's try this.
Well, we have 2 large synth bags, and I have an idea, Celia, of how we can possibly do this. Oh, we also have 1 skin of wine, which
Yeah.
we called
Which
it
will
dibs.
dehydrate
Dibs.
you.
Yeah, I said dibs. So
Make a
eat it.
difficulty 0 survival check. It'll just tell you what level you made, and I'll make a determination by
That's
that.
what I was planning.
It's intellect.
Can I survive off of canisters of oil?
No.
At least partially?
Your body
There
needs water.
are the tinned fruits. There's fluid in that.
They're candied fruits, though.
You having a problem with that
Yeah,
roll
so
there?
it's a lot of sugar.
Nope. I think here we go.
All right, you beat a difficulty 6. So, you can probably do some hunting, or make a still that basically evaporated water will catch on it and drip down into a basin, and you can get water that way. And
Sort
if
of
you had
assuming like condensation at night when the water cools to.
exactly,
Yeah, we're catching dew.
exactly.
Or, and hear me out here, find some boars, puncture their jugulars, and survive off of their blood.
That's
But
food
when I
and
come up with both
water.
those things,
Huh?
I should have taken 1 asset for him helping me because he was already going to come up with a similar plan. But anyway, Tarek, I'll tell you your character, Praxis.
You've
can
been
we do that?
spending all day building this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't do like 9 things at once, guys. Just saying.
He's just doing 1. Okay, so I'll come up with a way for us to collect the dew. And then I'll
Okay.
suggest when that's kind of set up and done, maybe we should go out and hunt, see if we can find something in the desert.
He's doing the do.
I do the dew, and then I ask these 2
You notice
giant, big,
as you're
burly
putting out-
guys
Hey,
if they want to come hunt.
would you like to know what happens while you put out a still?
I'm assuming
You said you put out a still, so you go out and you put out a still. As you are out there, you notice one of the passengers, a woman, also has a still out there.
Oh, that's how she's creating it. Hey, how you doing?
She says, "Hello."
Well, now we can do 2.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you can make one of these too.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Rhea. What's yours?
My name's Flicker Fade. Nice to meet you, Rhea. You're not a plant thing, are you?
Are you?
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
I as from what I could tell, the plant doppelganger thing couldn't talk.
Oh, well, that's a good thing then.
So-
I'm definitely not a plant thing.
As long as we're talking, I think we'll be fine.
All right. So,
Out of
food,
character, always good
water
advice.
seems covered. Shouldn't we worry about food next?
We shouldn't hunt at night. We should hunt either in the evening or in the morning.
Early morning, yeah. Just so we don't overexert ourselves and waste more water doing nothing. Makes sense. Well, then I'll see you at dusk. Would you like to join us?
It's already past dusk. You've been building for 16 hours.
Okay.
And probably dead exhausted.
See you in the morning then. We should probably try this again in the morning.
Yes, definitely. Okay, everybody. You sleep for the night. You get up in the morning. and everybody is super ready to get on the skiff and move out.
First thing in the morning. Whoa.
So I'm just gonna
Move out.
say, guys, if you keep training in survival every morning, you can get food and water for yourself and one other person. As Rhea also gets food for her and water for herself and one other person. Okay?
Okay, so I'll keep survival
we'll
as
just
my
forgo
skill
the
then.
rolling. I don't even care, because we're gonna get this game on the road here as everybody loads up
On
into the
road
skiff
again.
and starts heading out.
I can't wait to get on the road.
So your amount of food and water is eased by 4 people per day.
Well, you said double, right?
As
Oh,
Yeah, that's why 4, 2 and
the
2.
first day goes by and you make very little headway, well, you do make you go fast and you're moving, but it doesn't feel like you've gone anywhere.
Because it's just a big wide open space.
Yes. The next day, you keep going, and it goes like this, unless anybody wants to do anything specific. And you get to know the other passengers and stuff. There's the most important ones are Captain Tozen, First Mate Maoli, Passette, the oil merchant, Rhea, who Flicker Fade, you find out she was just a farmer and she was on her way to the city of Bridges for a wedding.
Oh,
And
nice.
Agarat, who is an old veteran.
I hang out with Agarat a lot.
Yeah, they already made friends. He brought him his sword, Agrarat defended him.
Yeah, we're buds.
So, on the 10th day, so
I'm just going to assume that at least once per day I float up and see what I can see.
sure, you actually notice you're heading towards a large sandstorm, and every night you can go up there and notice that the green light emanates from that sandstorm. As you can see it as you get closer, like around day 7.
By the way, I'm gonna be trying to sense magic as we're going through to see if there's anything wary that we need to be, or anything we need to be wary about as
All right.
we go through.
So, on the 10th day, the desert actually slowly changes from a green desert to a gray desert, and the rocks change from red rocks to tan rocks. Apparently, you didn't notice the sand turns gray or around here, but it's probably because it was just too far away, and the rocks got your attention way more because they rose up above it. And partway through day 10, the skiff has a breakage on one of the rails or whatever they're called, and you go out to. Everybody kind of gets off and mills about, and some people start repairing it and doing the thing that they need to do. And
Well, now that it's built, I can repair it.
as you're repairing it, as things are happening, everybody hears this noise. Boop.
And that comes from where?
You're not sure.
I sense magic. I spend a minute sensing magic.
Okay. Nothing in
I
this
just
area.
get my axe into my hands and start looking around.
Okay, you start looking around. It looks like deserts and rocks and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
could
Cassie
I
will
at
keep-
least tell whether it's coming from
Yeah, general
like
direction.
right here or off somewhere?
It's not here. It's definitely a distance. It's kind of echoing through the rocks. If you want to try and pinpoint it, you'll have to hear it again. and then you can figure out exactly where it's coming
Echolocate
from.
it.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to hide, Corey.
Okay, you hide. Would you like to make your? Well, you can just spend the amount of points to vanish if you want to just do that.
Yeah, I don't spend any points and it happens.
Okay.
But yeah.
You vanish. All right, everybody kind of looks around, and the captain says, let's get this repaired quickly."
Yeah, I start directing.
And everybody
repairs
starts getting back to work.
I'll make a perimeter circle around and slowly extend it, walking around, trying to see if I find anything stealthily.
As I work on the repairs, my axe stays fairly close to hand.
How far do you go, Flicker?
I'm gonna say about maybe a 10 to 15 foot radius.
Okay, so not long. You're just making a perimeter around the.
Yeah, just to see if there's anything I could see.
All right.
Around it.
After about 8 minutes, you hear. Sorry, I ran out of breath.
Okay, where's that sound coming from?
All right, everybody who was waiting to hear the sound to figure out where it's coming from can make a level 5 difficulty intellect check to try and figure out where it's coming from.
Level
Goody, goody
5
gumdrops.
difficulty.
I'm doing the repairs, so I'm not making a roll.
Yeah, I said that I was gonna help direct repairs, so I'm assuming
I'm pretty sure this is an untrained
Let's see.
action, right?
Untrained, because it's nothing in particular.
If
Unless
you have
you
like a
have-
perception check, perception skill, or a hearing skill.
echolocation, radar.
My cursor is doing such weird things right now. Just jumping all over.
Yeah, it was doing weird stuff for me too.
Too effort.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I'm
Flicker.
gonna see if
you've-
changing my batteries helps.
You get a general location of where this sound is coming from.
I'll stealthily go in that direction.
Okay, you move around an outcropping, and you find a huge. So you move around an outcropping of rock, and
Yeah.
suddenly, almost right on top of you, is a huge striking structure that seems to appear out of nowhere. At first, it's kind of disorienting that it just kind of pops up. It is really wide and composed of transparent synth steel, webbed with a darker metallic superstructure.
Any visible threat?
It's a building.
Yeah,
It's a building with large windows held
It's
together
as
by
much threat as
black.
the dreaded gazebo.
Yeah, it's the dreaded gazebo.
You walk up on Castle Grayskull, but if they're not sitting, there's not guards sitting outside with big swords, anything like that. So.
If there were people around, I would have put that in the description.
All right, so I kind of walk back over to the skiff.
Okay,
Hey,
you
guys.
turn around, and that rock that you turn around from is not there.
Uh-oh.
I walk a little farther.
Okay, you keep walking. The thing starts moving out into the distance as you move away from it, so you can.
Yeah, but it's not moving. I'm moving away from
You're moving away from it, yes.
it. Okay.
But the landscape seems to have changed a little.
What does it look like? It's not green desert anymore?
Well, you're not in the Green Desert anymore. You're
Or
in
It's
Gray-
now
uh,
Gray Desert.
Yeah,
Gray
it's still
desert.
Gray Desert. There's just no it's more of a huge clearing, and the rocks are kind of in the distance.
Call out.
Okay. Everybody hears Flicker Fade. What do you say?
Where did you guys go?
You hear Flicker Fade. Everybody say, "Where'd you guys go?" In the
There's
distance.
a building over here.
There's a building over here.
Did he warp somewhere?
Hey,
I don't-
we're this way.
Do I hear them?
No.
So I try shouting like really loudly to where we heard Flicker Fade.
You don't know where you heard Flicker Fade. You can make a level 5 perception check again, though. Actually, if you failed the first time, it's now level 6.
Oh,
Can I make a roll now that I heard Flicker?
Yeah, you can make a roll.
So it's level 5?
Yes.
I'll be doing the same. And it's just an intellect roll.
Yes.
All straight up. Oof. Nope, I don't get it.
All right. Praxis. Praxis and Jade, you kind of figure out it's that big old thing of rocks over there. It's kind of around that thing of rocks is where he's coming from.
I walk over, top, and then scan the rocks.
Okay.
I'm assuming that. Let me tell you why. I'm scanning the rocks, not necessarily like a pillar of the rocks or like the formation, mainly the ground, because now I'm assuming he fell into a hole somewhere or some kind of construct, and he's talking about a building. I'm assuming it's underground. He had to have fallen into something.
Okay, you walk up to the rock, you scan it, it's a rock.
Well,
Flicker Fade.
After
I'm
about 5 or 10
gonna-
minutes, I'll call out again. Anybody? Hello?
I'm gonna call out to the captain. Flicker Fade says that he found a building.
All right, go investigate. Perhaps there's something there that can help us. Maybe there's somebody there. Maybe there's a communication device there. We're gonna stay here and keep on the ship. Anybody who is good at fighting, you should go and back them up.
Well, before we do anything, it seems like he couldn't tell where we were, although it didn't sound like he came from very far away.
Well, I hope you find them.
So
I continue walking forward toward where the voice came from, Corey, while she.
Okay.
I'm going to anchor a rope to the ship and take the other end with me.
All right. It's farther away than your rope.
I clap.
thought he only
the
went 15 feet.
I clap a hand on the shoulder of the passenger who isn't one of us, a non-PC basically,
Hold on, let
who's
me-
been the most useful in repairing things, and say, "You're in charge." Pick up my axe and start heading off that way.
All right. Crystal,
Kasim will
he
head on
said
over
he did a
too.
perimeter of 15 feet. When he heard the sound, he followed the sound.
Yeah, I did go a little farther than 15 feet.
So, Praxis, you go around the rock to the other side of the rock. It's not a small rock. It's a big kind of rock
Yeah.
outcropping. It's like 20 feet around. You go around the other side, and there's a giant building that kind of pops out of nowhere, and it kind of disorients you for a second. You're like, whoa.
Oh shit! The popping is terrible in this game.
Do I see Praxis pop up?
Which way are you looking?
Towards the building or
Just-
away.
I stood in the same place and I'm just looking around. I
No,
didn't
you
want to
started walking away.
Yeah, just about. I don't think I walked very far because you said there's no rock or anything, and I don't want to go anywhere. I'm gonna stay close to the building, Corey.
Okay.
So
You see Praxis near the building.
What
hey,
are
there
we
you
playing,
are.
Morrowind?
Where'd you come from?
Around the rock. Oh,
There's no rock.
All right, stop right there. What is everybody else doing?
I'm following Captain's orders and walking towards that rock that I just saw Praxis go around.
Okay,
Yep,
you're
doing the same thing.
You both go around the rock, and whoa, there's a building.
Well, okay. I knew where his voice was coming from, that it seemed to be around that rock. So I should be able to tell about how far that actually is from the ship.
Yeah, it's about
If I tied together all four
it's
pieces
about
of that
100
rope.
It's over 100 feet away.
Okay. So, does everyone mind if I gather all of the rope pieces and use that as a line? It seemed like Flickerfade was having trouble finding his way back, so I'd like to have a lifeline back to everybody else.
They give you the rope.
All right. I'll tie the ends together and
Okay.
make
do
my
you
way
have-
over.
Do you have more than 120 feet of rope?
I should have 200 feet of rope.
Excellent.
Because we have 4 50-foot long pieces.
Excellent. All right. You go around the corner. You're very disoriented as a building appears in front of you. Everybody's there.
And I'm marching straight for the building because Captain said to go explore.
So,
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, there you are.
Well, let's see what this situation was.
you
Will
brought
lead to.
rope.
Yes, it sounded like Flickerfade couldn't tell where we were.
Yeah,
The
look.
rocks are gone. I
See,
point
turn
behind you.
What? The rocks are gone? I
Yes, I walked
turn
around
around
the
and
rocks
look.
to get here, and the rocks are
Oh. Oh. The whole landscape is different.
You think there's some sort of
Indubitably.
weird distortion going on around here?
Okay, you look back to where you came, and everybody sees the empty skiff and the rope attached to her as it's connected to the... And everything came with her. Everything that was attached to her.
Oh, okay. So I'm like,
Well, empty. All the people.
what are...
We took their boat and supplies, but left them.
No, all the people are there, right?
No!
They were outside of it repairing it.
Well,
Murder.
that didn't work out how I thought it would.
I think you stranded the rest of our group.
Well, to be fair, we did say where we were going.
Well,
Oh yes, they just need to walk past the rocks.
well,
Have I reached
Come
the
what?
building
I
yet?
call out. Did you guys hear me when I said something?
yes.
Yes? Did you not
you
hear
just
us?
Tell them to
Everybody
come.
hears... Beep.
I assume it's coming from the building.
Look around for the sound.
It's coming from
Yeah.
over there in the building. You can hear exactly where it's coming from now. It's over the far side of the building.
Is this a manufacturer?
Have I reached the building yet?
Oh, you're like next to it. You're like 20 feet from it. You can walk over and go bloop, bloop, bloop.
Okay, I'm looking for a doorway.
Okay, well, first off,
Walk over.
it's made of transparent synth steel. It's made of windows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, you ignore that and walk around the building looking for a door.
I look.
I'm gonna
No,
do.
I
it
said I'm
stealthily. These
looking
guys
for
can
a
go
door.
marching all they want.
I didn't say I was walking around. I said I was looking for a door.
It's on the other side of that building. It's on the, you turn the corner and it's around that side of the building.
Okay, then I'm headed for the door.
Or, I should say, that's where the noise comes from. If that's the door doing that, maybe. Otherwise, there's no door on this side that you're looking at.
If it's a
Since I can
transparent
see
thing,
through the building, can I see what's making the noise?
You look inside, and It is lost in a haze of what appears to be water vapor.
I'm getting thirsty anyway.
It's full of fog.
So
Hey,
try to find a door.
Praxis, can you just go through that wall?
I walk through the wall.
Tink.
All right. As soon as
Oh,
he
wait, is it an energy barrier? I push up first.
Okay, it looks to be made of sense steel.
Okay, I walk through it.
Okay, you spend the points to walk through it.
Yep.
And everybody hears the sound.
It's very slow.
Beep. On the other side, you kind of there's some grass under your feet. That is a red grass under your feet. You kind of walk into the fog a little, and there are some blue trees, and it seems to be like there's a lot of lush landscape in here.
I keep moving toward the sound. The
Okay,
Bridging
you start walking that direction. Everybody on the outside, are you waiting
We
for
see
him?
him walking that direction.
You see him walk into the fog. He's gone.
Okay. Well,
I'm
then
still
I walk
trying
around
to find a
the
door.
Yeah, let's walk around to that other side where we think the door is.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do mine. If he wants to storm up there, that's fine. I'm gonna do mine a little more stealthy.
Anybody else doing anything?
Well, I'm following Sharoof, so
Okay.
Let's stick together.
Okay.
let's stick
Everybody makes it around to the east side of the building, where there's a big iris door. On the other side, let's see here. Hold on, guys. Oh, and there's a big mound of like wet dirt in front of the door. This iris door.
Yep, that's
Um,
mud.
It looks like there are several dozen pounds of like red grass and brown dirt.
Several dozen pounds of red grass and brown dirt.
That's right.
Kasim's
just
just like really baffled
chunks?
at
On the inside, you find there is an Irish door. An irised door.
I was about to say an Irish door. It's like yes.
If it's an
You
Irish
see a
door,
bo-
then it's
you
just-
see a bottle of Irish
You just
whiskey.
see the inside
like,
of the
just
door.
partly
Um,
open and spilling into the ground. Well, that
There are
door's been
some
Irish.
like mechanical arms around it. Some like a little like electricity that kind of bounces here and there around the dome. It just so you know, Praxis, it is wet, warm, mist filled. It smells strange with like rich chemical odors that aren't normally found in like jungle environments. It kind of smells
I
like
have two-
chlorine.
I have two questions. Is this a biodome? And two, is Pauly Shore here?
Dude, you sense Numenera all day long. Why don't you just check and see if it's Numenera?
Well, because I feel like this is a greenhouse. It feels like a greenhouse.
Yeah,
And if it's a greenhouse and there's
If
plant
it is, guess
creatures
what? It's
around,
Numenera.
well, that's what I'm
The-
saying. So if this is a greenhouse that I just walked into, or feels like it, and there are plant
I-
creatures about, I start looking around to make
I
sure that I don't
can't
see
tell
anything that
you
looks similar to the
what
plant
to
creatures.
think about this. I'm not gonna give you the answer.
I'm giving you my explanation for why I am now stopping walking forward and starting to look for those plant creatures that I saw the other day. I'm looking in this
Hey,
place to
Eric.
see if there's anything that looks familiar.
Oh, you don't see anything that looks like a flower. Anyways,
Only
everybody
grass.
on the outside, what are you doing?
Tarek, you know already that the weasel's in the verse, not anywhere near here.
Illusory duplicate. I'm gonna make a mirror image of myself ahead of the group to walk into the door and go marching in just like it owns the place. and see what happens.
Okay,
I'm gonna
spend the
keep it
points
about-
for that.
It's 2 points of intellect, but I have 2 edge.
Okay, so you make a copy of yourself.
Just
A little
But it's-
beam
but
comes
it's
out
about-
of you. A little
it's
beam
about
comes out of
15,
you, and
20
like
feet in front of me.
Tron blocks appear as it creates a duplicate, and it walks up to the door, and the door doesn't open.
You have to hug it with all your head.
The image, it can move, talk, and do everything. I'm thinking.
You're thinking?
It lasts
Well,
for-
since it
created
didn't
illusion
react
includes
to-
sound and smell, so it can talk, and it smells like me.
It can't
Well-
talk. Just like that weird replicant.
Well, if the door didn't react to his
Knocking on the
mirror
door.
image, I'd like to step up and try to interface with it.
It's gonna
See
hug
if
you.
I can understand how to operate the thing.
So, what are you doing?
Well, if the door didn't react to the mirror image,
No, it doesn't.
I'd like to step up to try and interface.
He's making sweet,
Okay,
passionate robot
you
love
walk
to it.
up, and how do you interface? You touch the door?
If there's a port or anything, I take
There
the
is
cable out
no-
and stick it in.
There is no port. It's just a
Okay,
big
then I'm
iris
going to-
door.
Okay. You said there's several mechanical arms?
Nope, not on this side.
Okay. Then I will just put my hand on the door and try to interface
All right, the
that
door
way.
opens. And as the door opens, a large wind tunnel starts sucking you in. Make a difficulty 7 speed roll. By the way, everybody in front of the
Seven.
door also make that roll.
And
That's
it's
a hell of a
straight
thing.
speed. So untrained.
Yeah,
It's not speed defense,
speed-
it's just speed.
it's speed
Oh,
defense.
hold on.
It is speed defense.
Oh, okay.
I'll 2 intellect immediately. For 1 minute, allies within short range gain an asset on defense rolls.
Is that an action or is that enabler?
It is an action.
Okay,
I think
this
it
is-
was supposed to be an
You
enabler.
had to spend an action to do that beforehand. You can't do that right now. This is like instantly. The door opens, everybody gets sucked in. Speed
Oh,
defense.
okay, so-
level 7.
Can I use Fleet of Foot?
Weird one to be an enabler.
Does Fleet of Foot give you a speed defense?
Let's see. You can move
Bonus.
a long distance
It
as your
just
entire
lets you
action
move
for a turn.
faster.
If you apply a level of effort with this ability,
You just
can
move faster.
Do I click red or green?
There's going to be a red,
Red.
die roll.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Okay.
flying in.
Who else is in front of the door? Make your speed roll. If you said you went to
I
the
wasn't in
door,
front of the door. I
I
sent the
will
illusory thing. in
I
front.
figure we're all right there.
The whole purpose was to try to.
So with my skills, like, can I use like jumping to make it a trained roll?
no. This is speed
No.
defense.
Why? Oh, I hit the wrong thing.
You reset your action
Yeah.
parameter.
I'm like, why isn't it doing it? Oh god, my mouse is being so horrible, and I put new
Oh, so
batteries in it
close
too.
to-
Don't forget, y'all can all spend XP to re-roll.
All right, Jade is able to jump free, and yeah, I know the whole point was so you wouldn't get any bad effects from the door. That's why you create the illusion. So, I'm gonna say that Flicker Fade wasn't in front of the door when this happened. Okay, Kasim and Sharoof get sucked into the door as the thing goes zip, and then closes. Zoop.
Was that the same sound that it had been making before, Corey?
Then, out from the top of the door, a huge amount of dirt and biomatter just comes spewing out into the
They
puddle
turned
that's
into bloody
already
mud.
there.
They just got processed.
Then it goes beep.
That's the same sound it was making before.
All right, guys, that's it for today. We are stopping the game there.
You're not gonna tell me that was the same sound it was making before, Corey?
Oh, that's the sound you were hearing. That
we are
let you hear.
dead. I assume we are dead at this point.
No.
Make a new character sheet.
All right, 3 experience
No,
points.
no,
Everybody gets
no,
3
we're not
XP.
dead. We're just trapped inside a greenhouse that has a very special matter balance system. So when we went in, an equal amount of mats got ejected.
You are. That's the smartest thing. Give yourself another experience point for that.
God damn.
I figured that as soon as I saw the pile of wet in a desert, that got ejected as soon as Praxis went in.
Damn! Look at the brain on this guy.
So that was 3 XP for everyone, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Normally. All right.
Well, that means I actually gained enough to get another advancement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed the game. If you were watching at home and you watched all the way through, you obviously liked it, so hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the episode. Our next one is happening next Friday, Christmas Day. I hope to see you right here. Everybody, thank you for playing. I loved the game. I loved everything that happened today. It was lovely. It really was. I guess there's nothing left to do but to say goodbye.
Bye, buddy.
Goodbye.